New York Met fans, I meant to do a couple of these series, a couple of the games in this series. I just had some prior engagements. I was working on some other channels this week. Otherwise, I would have done at least two, if not three of these games against the Atlanta Braves. Big series for the New York Mets. Of course, they dropped the first two games of the series, came up with a huge win last night with Max Scherzer on the mound. Of course, there was kind of a rain delay in the middle of it, but the Mets were still able to prevail. I think the final score was 9-7, if I'm not mistaken. But they got a huge win. Mets coming in today have a 4.5 game lead in the division, 5 games in the loss column. And this will be the final game of a 4-game set before we take on the Philadelphia Phillies. I think in which we will not have Max Scherzer or Jacob deGrom. It includes a doubleheader, which is why they both won't pitch in that game. But the Mets are saving those two for the Yankees, in which both Scherzer and deGrom will be pitching against the New York Yankees. But it's one game at a time. Huge game tonight. I feel like if the Mets could win this game tonight, it really, really makes me feel comfortable that we're probably going to win the NL East at year's end. I think we're going to win the National League East anyway. But if the Mets are to win this game tonight, I'd feel a lot more comfortable with a 5.5 game lead, rather 6 game in the loss column. And of course, Jacob deGrom's on the hill tonight. So I had to do tonight's game. Jacob deGrom, still the best pitcher in baseball. Watch the guy pitch. Best pitcher in baseball. Not even close. I was actually at the I've been to both Jacob deGrom games at Citi Field. And I said it to my friend while I was watching the game. Jacob deGrom makes Max Scherzer look like a number 2 starter. He's the only pitcher in baseball that could do that. Max Scherzer is one of the top 5-6 pitchers in the game. Jacob deGrom makes him look like a number 2. And he has not missed a beat since he's been back. He's been incredible. I'm excited to watch him tonight. We're going to go over the starting lineups for both the New York Mets and the Atlanta Braves. The Braves, of course, have Max Fried on the hill, one of their better pitchers. So should be a really fun night today. Let's hope that Jacob deGrom can get the Mets another win, get us to 5.5 up in the division, 6 in the loss. What's going on there, Ordinary Pete, man? What's going on? MH, Fabian in the chat, Mike Nixon in the chat, John Talento in the chat, Brett in the chat. Let's go Mets, JJ says. Good to see you, my man. Mikey Nixon, can you read my last comment? They better not ever call down Baty. We're going to get into Baty. I should have mentioned him as well at the top. Brett Baty had a home run yesterday. First at bat as a New York Met. Second pitch took him deep to right field. Brett Baty is a monster. 22 years old, former first-round pick. I think he was 12th overall. In the minors this year in AAA, he was batting .315. I believe it was 19 home runs, 60 RBI, and he showed you that power last night. So really excited about Brett Baty. Left-handed bat, playing third base. Definitely a very exciting prospect for the New York Mets. And we got a couple of gems in our farm system. We're yet to call up Francisco Alvarez, who's the number 1 prospect in all of baseball. But Baty, what I'm hoping for from him is he could have that Michael Conforto-like contribution. You know how Conforto, late in 2015, came up with the New York Mets. And obviously was a big part of how they made the World Series. Well, you hope the same thing for Brett Baty. The Mets had a couple of injuries over there at third base. He got the opportunity to be called up, and he didn't miss on his first at bat. What's going on, Tommy, man? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. Let's share the screen real quick. Let's go over the starting lineups for both the Mets and the Braves. Jacob deGrom on the hill tonight. He's 2-0, 1.62 ERA, 28 strikeouts, I believe, in 3 starts. He's been unbelievable since coming back from the injury. Leading off for the Mets, who else would it be? Brandon Nimmo in center field. Starling Marte batting second in right field. He, of course, had a big home run last night to start the game. Francisco Lindor had a home run as well. Back-to-back jacks in the first inning yesterday. Pete Alonso, the polar bear in the cleanup spot. Darren Ruff getting the opportunity to start, obviously, due to the fact that Max Fried's a left-handed pitcher. So today you'll have Vogelbach coming off the bench. Jeff McNeil in the 6th spot. Mark Canha, who's starting to hit a little bit. He had a nice double down the line yesterday. Brett Baty and James McCann will be doing the catching. For the Braves, it'll be Ronald Acuna Jr., one of the better young players in the game. Dansby Swanson, Austin Riley, Matt Olson, Travis d'Arnaud, the former New York Met, Eddie Rosario, Vaughn Grissom, Michael Harris, and Robbie Grossman with Max Fried doing the pitching. So those are the starting lineups today. And we'll see. We'll see how the Mets make out today. I think we're going to win. I think the Mets will win today. You got Jake on the hill. You got to have some confidence. Great moment for Baty. His mother's reaction was great. Seeing him do this to his mom around the bases, I think it's like I love you in sign language, if I'm not mistaken, and she did it back. It was just a great scene last night, seeing him get his first home run. Maybe a career somewhat like that. I hope so, Steve. I'm not going to go overboard with it, but I sure hope you're right. I hope he has a David Wright-like trajectory. If he's even 3/4 of the player David Wright was, I'll be thrilled as a Mets fan. But I think Baty's going to be in the starting lineup next year for sure. I think he'll be your starting third baseman. I think Escobar is still in the contract, but I don't think that's going to prevent Baty from getting the opportunity. I think he's the real deal. I think he's a damn good baseball player. Let's see, we got entertainer. It's safe to say that you like deGrom over Scherzer because earlier you said you like Scherzer. Well, listen, listen, Max Scherzer is probably still my favorite player on the team in terms of just his raw emotion and how much he gets into it. He's so fun to watch. He's probably still my favorite player on the team. But in terms of who's the better player, it's not close. It's Jacob deGrom. And I love deGrom to death. Jacob deGrom is the best pitcher in baseball, and it's not even close. He's that good. When you watch him play, he makes the opposition look like high schoolers. What's up, Chris? Let's go, Amazing Mets. What's going on there, Jeff? What's going on, ranting New York Rangers, man? Thanks for popping in. Robert in the chat. Wright came up late, July 2024. Yeah, Wright was great. I mean, he came up a year after, I think, Reyes, if I'm not mistaken. I think Reyes came up the year before that. Reyes kind of struggled his first year in terms of plate discipline, but then you saw him take a big leap up the following year. And it was a shame that both those guys didn't get an opportunity to finish their careers as Mets. Manuel quickly, but of course you could blame that on our former owner, Jeff Wilpon. But it is what it is. Manuel quickly, man. What's going on, man? Hope you're working on your jump shot. Tiana in the chat. What's going on? My favorite Met right now is Baty. I mean, how could you not love Brett Baty? The rookie comes up first at bat, jacks a home run. I think we were all excited to see him play yesterday. I'm even more excited to see him play today. Of course, there's a good chance he could struggle. He's going up against one of the better left-handed pitchers in baseball. I saw Keith yesterday go over splits while I was watching the game. I think he batted about 240 against lefties, which is natural, lefty-lefty matchup, and 330 against righties, so he kills righties. But interesting, Buck Showalter does give him the start, even though it's a lefty pitcher today. But we don't have a ton of choices there, right? Because we have a lot of injuries at the third base spot. Ed Diaz says, hey, Chris, I thought I saw one of the Atlanta Braves do the sign language sign yesterday after he hit a home run. It looked like he was mocking. Not sure, though, wondering if you saw that. Well, I don't know who you're referring to, Ed, but maybe, I don't know. I saw Baty do the sign language to his mother, which he obviously wasn't mocking, but I didn't see an Atlanta Brave do that. Getting the split would be huge. Get the Braves back to 6. Exactly, Jay. This is such a big game. This is a swing game tonight. If the Braves win, suddenly they're only 3.5 out, 4 in the loss, and we have 6 tough games coming up. I know the Yankees have been struggling, but they're still the Yankees. And, of course, 4 games against the Phillies in which we will not have Jacob deGrom or Max Scherzer. Of course, both will be pitching against the Yankees. But this is such a big game tonight because it gives you a little bit of a cushion. Even if you drop 3 out of 4 to the Phillies, you have to figure the Braves aren't going to sweep the Astros. So maybe they only get a game or so over that 4-game stretch if you win today. It's just so important to get this win tonight. Plus, with deGrom on the hill, you don't want to waste those starts. Huge win tonight, no doubt. Yeah, it's a big swing game, JJ. Thought I heard his mom speak. Well, I don't know if she's deaf, Steve. I just know that they did this. It means I love you in sign language. I don't necessarily think she's deaf. Ayub, man, what's going on, man? Thank you so much, man. Braves farm system is Harris. Yeah, he's killed the Mets all year. At least the games that I've watched, he's killed the Mets all year. They bat him towards the bottom of the order, but he's been really good for the Braves. Yeah, he's an impressive player. He's beat up on the Mets all year. Kern, we'll see. We'll see. I don't want to guarantee anything, but probably. I have to see what my schedule's like, but more than likely, at least one of the games. Probably not both, but at least one of the games. Stevie Mack, what's going on, man? He says, let's go Mets, man. Thanks for popping in. Chris, imagine being in a must-win game in August. Couldn't be us. Yeah, I love J-Dog. J-Dog's always trolling. I get it. He's a Yankee fan. He likes to take shots at the Mets. Do you realize, J-Dog, that the Mets have the better record than the New York Yankees? The Mets just simply have big games because they have a team in their division that is much better than any other team in yours with the Atlanta Braves. The Atlanta Braves are as good as the Yankees. Look at the records. They're right there with them. So, yeah, it's a big game, but it's not because the Mets are any worse than the Yankees. LA Sports, man, what's going on, man? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. Yeah, the Mets are. I agree. The Mets are better. The Mets are better than the New York Yankees. I say that with a straight face. I'm not trolling. The Mets are a better baseball team than the New York Yankees. New York Flight, man, what's going on, man? He says we need to talk a nonsense stream. We may get one of those sooner or later. The last night's stream, I bet there basically was a talking nonsense stream. She isn't deaf. They interviewed her moments after Brett hit the shot. No signing. Yeah, I didn't think she was deaf. I just know that they did sign language to one another. This just means I love you. Obviously, she can't hear him when he's on the baseball field, so that may have had something to do with it. But I didn't think she was deaf. You saw her screaming and talking to everybody in her family after he hit the home run. Eric, man, what's going on, man? Thanks for popping in the stream, buddy. Appreciate you for being here, man. OP equals overpowered, Chris. Oh, regarding your chat, let me take a quick look at what you mean. Brave system is overpowered, Michael. Oh, Michael Harris is a stud. I didn't know what you meant by the OP. Overpowered, okay. But yeah, I will say, man, Harris is a stud. He's really good. Danny Santos, man, what's going on, man? Good luck to you. I appreciate it, man. We need a win tonight. Big game tonight. Yankees and Mets playing a bit. To me, I understand that as a Yankee fan, you don't want to go into a slump, but I don't think the Yankee game is very big tonight at all. I mean, you guys have a 10-game lead in the division. You guys are cruising to the playoffs and cruising to winning that division. This is a big game. The Yankees, to me, they got the division locked up, and I think they're going to be the 2 seed. I guess you could argue that maybe them competing with the Astros for the 1 seed is important, but I think they're going to be the 2 seed. I think they're going to get the bye. deGrom Scherzer best 1-2 since Koufax Drysdale. I'd have to think about that. There's been a lot of great 1-2s, but a healthy Jacob deGrom and a healthy Max Scherzer, there are a few better. I mean, Kurt Schilling and Randy Johnson were great. Don't get me wrong, and I'm sure you could point to several others. Obviously, Maddox and Glavine. Schilling and Pedro was a great duo as well at the top with the Boston Red Sox, but this is damn near close to as good as anyone I've ever seen. That's how talented these top 2 are. Stand up. What's going on, amazing guy, man? Thanks for popping in. AL East is mediocre. Yankees are low. I agree. We need deGrom to go 7 tonight. We do. You don't want to tax the bullpen too much, and it's a big game. Now, Jake, they have not pushed the envelope yet, right? Last start, I think he only had about 70 pitches, 72 pitches, and they took him out after 6 innings. So we'll see if they push it and hopefully get seven innings out of him tonight. The Mets have obviously been very cautious, rightfully so. You don't want him to re-aggravate the injury. We need him for the playoffs. But I'm hoping we can get 7 out of Jake tonight. How many pitches is deGrom going to throw today? Well, quickly, the way they do it, they have something funky with deGrom. They don't even measure the pitches. They measure up downs. I don't even know what that means. They measure the innings basically, and they've limited him to 6 innings. I know he went 5 2/3 the previous start. Last start he went 6 innings, and we'll see if they give him the 7th inning today. We'll see. But I don't think it's going to be pitches. I think it's going to be the innings. I don't see him exceeding 7, and we'll see if they even give him 7. But it would be nice if he can. It would help help support the bullpen. Yankees versus Astros and the entire NL East. I agree, Bobby. There's the National League playoffs. There's going to be 5 really good teams. I don't think the team coming out of the National League Central is that good, but you're going to have the Braves, you're going to have the Mets, you're going to have the Phillies, who are pretty good right now, and then obviously you're going to have the Dodgers and probably the Padres, who have not been playing very well since they made those trades, but the Padres are still dangerous. Go Mets! What's going on, Slick Man? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. 6 innings or 75 pitches. Yeah, I'm leaning that he probably will only go 6 innings, but I will say, I remember that Buck said that I think this is going to be his first start on 5 days rest, and then he's going to have another start on 5 days rest. The last start was only on 4 days rest, so maybe they do allow him to go 7 innings. We'll see tonight. The Cardinals are sneakily really talented. The Cardinals are good, but their pitching's not very good. Their starting pitching's not very good, and in the playoffs, I think that's very important. They have a very good lineup, but I don't think their starting pitching matches up with a lot of the teams in the National League. In your honest opinion, which fast food fried chicken sandwich is the best fried? I have no idea, Dashy. I haven't eaten enough to tell you. I have not eaten enough to give you an informed opinion on that. Fried is a beast as well. Might be Fried's great. He's their best pitcher. So this will be a test tonight. Make no mistake about it. MH says, let deGrom out of the cage. Well, the game's about to start in 6 minutes, so they're about to let deGrom out of the cage. We'll see how he does tonight. My favorite burger is All-American Burger. I've been asked that before. It's a local place on Long Island. That's my favorite burger. I'm biased, obviously, because it's where I'm from. In terms of a fast food burger, it's Whataburger. I've only been to Texas once, but when I went there, I had to get it twice. It was so good. That's probably the best from a chain. So how do you like the new? How do I like the new owner? Oh my God, is the Pope Catholic? I'm in love with the new owner. Steve Cohen. Report came out today. I retweeted it today on Twitter. Steve Cohen may be open to spending $345 million on next year's payroll. You know what the Mets payroll is this year? It's like 210. He reportedly he may be willing to go $135 million on the payroll next year, higher than he went this year. Now, of course, we're going to have a lot of players we have to sign. Jacob deGrom, Edwin Diaz, Brandon Nimmo, Chris Bassett. All those guys are free agents, right? I think Walker's a free agent as well. So they're going to have to make some decisions. But sounds like the New York Mets are going to be bringing back a lot of the players on this roster and adding some players as well. Thinking about Maddox was great. And I didn't like him, being that he was a Brave, but he was great. Yankees' only obstacle to a World Series is Houston. That shows we're better. Oh, is that what that means, J Dog? Nice old budget. What was it? The previous budget was. I mean, yeah, when we had Wilpon, I mean, people used to point to that the payroll was fairly high, but it was nonsense. All the contracts were 2 and 3 year deals. They weren't willing to go out there and spend on a big free agent because they were cheap under Wilpon, right? And understandably, they obviously were involved in the Madoff scheme, but that was the best thing that ever happened in the New York Mets. As long as we have this guy as our owner, we're gonna be competitive year in and year out. Fast food pizza. I'm not a big fast food pizza guy. I live in New York. So, you go to the pizzerias here. You don't go to fast food pizza. Alonso too, but Cohen can afford it. Is Alonso a free agent next year? I think he's still got one more year. I could be wrong on that. I think he's still got one more year. And I think McNeil still got one more year as well, if I'm not mistaken. But maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. Alderson had admitted he never knew the budget. Oh, with our previous owner, yeah. I feel bad for Cohen. He's going to waste 300 plus. Nah. Which Mets ace do you prefer? No way. There's got to be like 2 votes on this. Right now, the poll is which Mets ace do you prefer watching pitch the most? It said 100% Max. Now it says 100% deGrom. I guess they're waiting for the results to come in. I'm assuming deGrom's going to win this pretty overwhelmingly. Let's see. Well, no, this is not football, Kylie. No football tonight, but we'll have football soon. I promise you that. Right now, there's just not a lot to talk about. We got the preseason game on Sunday. We're not going up against any of the starters, but huge game tonight for the Mets, and I'm excited about it. We got to sign deGrom and Nimmo ASAP. Yeah, well, reports came out that, and they're going to sign Nimmo. I mean, we'll see, but it sounds like they're going to make that a priority of theirs this offseason. And deGrom, I'd be shocked. As long as he stays healthy and continues to pitch well, which there's no reason why he won't, I'd be shocked if Jacob deGrom is not extended by the New York Mets. The Mets are going to pay him whatever they need to. You think about this organization, there's only been one great Met ever start to finish, who started his career as a Met and finished his career as a Met, and that's David Wright. So, I would love to see Jacob deGrom end his career in a Mets uniform, and I think he will. I think the Mets are going to sign him. Let's see. I can't wait to see deGrom become a Nah, not happening. Not happening, Kylie. I usually eat Pizza Hut. Not only do I love Pizza Hut's, Pizza Hut's all right. It's just there's so many better options in New York. Puma said that Nimmo was asking for $20 million a year. I think we're going to give it to him. I think we're going to pay him. I could be wrong, but I think we're going to pay him. I think he's going to get paid. And there's going to be a market for him. He gets on base. He's a valuable baseball player. Works to count well. Who's your game 3 starter? It's got, for me, MH, game 3 is Bassett. It's Bassett. I mean, especially now that Carrasco and Walker got hurt, but even if they were healthy, I think I go with Bassett. Bassett had a little bit of a slump there, maybe a month and a half, 2 months into the season where he struggled for about 6 weeks, but he seems to be back where he needs to be. I think Bassett's the number 3 starter in this rotation. Let's see what we got. LMB Spumoni for the best pizza. Yeah, I've seen you mention that before, Mets. You miss New York bagels? You can't go wrong with a good New York bagel. Game should be starting in about a minute. Thank you to everybody for being. Yeah, he did start and finish his career as a Met, Steve. But to me, and I know he no longer holds every Met record, but there was a time where he basically held every Met record because of how long he played there. But I wouldn't consider Ed Kranepool a great player. He was a pretty good player, and he was a guy that spent his whole career as a Met, which is why he held every franchise record until David Wright broke a lot of them. But I think David Wright is really the only great player that started and ended his career and never left the team with the New York Mets. Because I guess technically Reyes ended his career with the New York Mets, but obviously he had stops along the way with the Marlins and the Blue Jays. I would say David Wright, I think, is the only great player that began and ended his career with the Mets and never left the team. What am I doing here? What's going on, Ray, man? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. Well, you're just popping in to say hello, man. I appreciate you for being here. But yeah, tonight's a Mets night. Big game tonight for the Mets, and really excited about it. Wright is the Eli of the Mets to me. I'm not gonna. He never won, right? So I don't know. I don't know if I would make that comparison, but I see where you're going with that. He was a captain, leader of the team, very well respected, very well liked, great player. but he never won. Not all his fault, of course. Let's go to deGrom, baby. What's going on? Jonathan Manley's popping in. No, not a rain delay. The game starts at 7:20. Atlanta has weird times, so it's starting. Should be starting. Yeah, it's about to start now. Showing the starting lineup. Brendan Nimmo starting Marte, Francisco Lindor, Pete Alonso, Darren Ruff, Jeff McNeil, Marcana, Brett Baty, and James McCann. The starting 9 for the New York Mets. On the bench, Perez, Naquin, Vogelbach. Obviously, a lot of lefties due to the fact that we have a lefty starter tonight. So if they go to the righty in the bullpen, you'll see those lefties come in. Did you ever? I have not. I've heard of it. I don't think I've ever had it, though. Max Fried on the mound. He's 10-4 with a 2.6 ERA, 138 innings pitched, 124 hits, 25 walks, 127 strikeouts with a 1.08 whip. The lefty on the mound to face the New York Mets. So the two best starters going at it tonight for either team. Here's the first pitch to Nimmo, and there's a fastball in the outside corner. Take it for a strike, 0-1. What's up, John? He says, let's go Mets. 93 miles an hour on the fastball. Nimmo batting 267, 10 homers, 40 RBI, 764 OPS. His career versus Fried, 3 for 18 with 6 strikeouts. Here's the 0-1. Fastball misses outside. 95 was way off the mark on that one. Kind of looked like he overthrew that a little bit. JJ says, let's go Mets. I'm surprised the Mets swept my Reds last. I'm not, Mask. No offense to your Reds, but I was not surprised. I expected a sweep going into that series. Here's the 1-1 to Nimmo. Fried looks in for the sign. Here's the windup and the pitch. And there's a fastball in the outside corner. Strike 2, 1-2. And Max says, let's go Yankees. Good luck to you guys tonight. Marte on deck for the Mets. Marte's been so good for the Mets this year. Here's the 1-2 from Fried to Nimmo. Looks in for the sign. Here's the pitch. And there's a curveball swung on and missed. Good late break there by Fried. And 1 up, 1 down. Nimmo will take a seat. And I appreciate that, Fabian. Thank you very much. Yeah, like, sub, ring the bell. Probably won't get a huge crowd tonight. It's all right. Appreciate all my regular Mets viewers for being here. And here's the Braves infield defense. Austin Riley at third. Dansby Swanson at short. Vaughn Grissom at second base. Matt Olson at first. Travis d'Arnaud will be doing the catching. Used this shift in 32% of the plate appearances this year. That was an interesting stat they showed beneath. Robbie Grossman, Michael Harris, and Ronald Acuna in the outfield. The 3-time All-Star, of course, back off the injury. Here's Marte. First pitch. And there's a fastball chopped in the ground to third. Fielded cleanly. He'll flip over to the bag. 2 down. What's going on, Matthew? Thanks for popping in. Yeah, I saw Baty. Baty hit the home run last night. Marte is a perfect example of a player Wilpons would have never saw. Of course. The other thing the Wilpons would have never done would have been cutting Robinson Cano at the beginning of the year. They would have said he makes too much money. He's got to stay on the team. Had they not done that, Luis Guillermo probably doesn't make near the impact that he has on this team. Francisco Lindor due up here for the Mets, batting 271, 21 homers, 83 RBIs. He hit a home run last night. And he's had a really good second season with the New York Mets. And here's the first pitch by Fried. Fastball misses outside, 1-0. All right, Steve, I'll have to check that out, man. It'll be a 1-0 pitch here to Lindor. Fried from the set. Here's the windup and the pitch. Fastball, changeup rather. Knee high for a strike. 1-1. Yeah, Cano would be batting third tonight is right. But that just shows you the difference in the owner, man. He didn't care. Steve Cohen's like, I don't care about the money. We want the best players on the field. Here's the 1-1 and another changeup. He's pitching Lindor carefully. That was down low. 2-1. So I think it's the first time you've seen him go to the changeup. He went straight heat against the first 2 batters, mixing it up a bit here against Lindor. So it'll be a 2-1. Here's the pitch. And that's a fastball. That misses downstairs. So 3-1 here to Lindor. Should get something good to hit here. His career versus Fried, he has struggled. He's batting 167, 3 hits and 18 plate appearances with a home run. Here's the 3-1 to Lindor. Come on. And that's a fastball. That's hit hard on the ground, but right at Swanson. He'll field it cleanly. He'll flip over to the bag. Probably over 105 miles an hour in the exit field. Just bad luck there. Hit it right at him. We'll go to the bottom of the first. Mets, Braves, no score. All right, all right, all right. Let's see what we got. Is Kenny G the Giants' version of the Mets signing Jason Bay? Too early to say that, Seti, but off of 1 year, obviously very disappointing. But too early to say that. Yeah, it's still too early to say that. But if he struggles this year, yeah, I think it's at least pretty comparable. Yes, I would still probably argue Jason Bay affected the Mets more in a negative way due to the fact that we had such a cheap owner that after signing him, we were hamstrung and we couldn't do anything for 5 years basically when we missed on that signing. But yeah, I would say it's too early to compare the two. If Galladay does bad this year, though, I think it's a fair comparison. How many hits for Lindor tonight? Probably not a lot, Max. He's going up against a really good pitcher. Max Fried's really good, so maybe one. I'm not going for a 3-hit game tonight from Lindor like I did last time. Real quick, Chris, you seen that catch today? I did. He made a couple of nice catches, but I know the one you're talking about, the over-the-shoulder catch down the left sideline from Daniel Jones. Yep. Bobby Bo is a better Galladay comparison. Yeah, for now he is for sure. Yes. I love the coupons nickname. Yes, Benjamin. I like the small streams better, so that way I don't have to pay to. Well, I appreciate you for being here, Matt. Bobby says you see the Don. I did. I didn't see it live. I was actually talking. I saw the replay after the fact, but I didn't see it live. I was talking to Bad Dog actually after our stream when it happened, and yeah, so I didn't get to see it live, but yes, I heard about it. Opposite field down the, I think it was 350 feet down the right field line. So here we go. deGrom on the mound. Always a treat to watch him pitch. So far, since he's been back, he's thrown 16 and 2/3 innings, only given up 6 hits, 1 walk, 28 strikeouts in 16 and 2/3 with a .42 whip, 1.62 ERA. He's as good as they come. Let's see how he does tonight against the Braves. Jake set the pitch. Acuna will step in from the right side. deGrom looks in for the sign. Here's the first pitch. And a fastball, 100 miles an hour on the gun. Swung on and missed. Acuna took a good, healthy cut at that. Swung right through it. I missed the chair from Brooklyn. I still have that chair, Scott. But what's going on, man? I just don't use it in the streams. Here's the 0-1. And there's I think it was a slider, swung on and fouled off down the third base line. deGrom's slider is his best pitch. He gets guys to chase that pitch every single time. 0-2 here. Here's the 0-2 from Jake, looking to make quick work. And a fastball swung on and missed. Take a seat. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, 1 out. Here we go, Jake. Let's go, baby. What's up, Dana? Any worry on Jones because Tyrod? No, not at all. I mean, I have worries about Jones, but in terms of being the opening day starter, no. Dan Jones is going to be the opening day starter. I was actually at that game. They're going over the numbers from his start August 7th versus the Braves. He retired the first 17 batters, and the slider on 22 sliders that he threw where they swung, they missed 20 of them. Here's the first pitch. Fastball. Swanson takes a good, healthy cut at it. Fly ball. It'll hang up. 2 down. Right at Marte, can of corn. 4 pitches, 2 outs. Quick work for Jake. Do you think Jake's fastball? I mean, his fastball is disgusting. He throws 101. But his slider just falls off the table, and they're showing it here. Through, like I said, man, it was actually a record. Maybe it was 18 out of 20. I think it was 18 out of 20. He threw 20 sliders. Since they've been recording the whiff rate in Major League Baseball, we'll get to it in 1 second. Here's the first pitch by Jake, and there's a slider just misses outside. Since they've been recording the whiff rate as a stat in Major League Baseball, no pitcher that has thrown 20 pitches in which the batter has swung has recorded a 90% whiff rate in a single game until Jake did it August 7th versus the Braves. Here's the 1-0. Slider. Good job there by Riley to take it for a ball, 2-0. 18 out of 20 times that they swung against this slider, they missed it. That's insane. And it'll be a 2-0 to Riley. Slider swung on and missed. 2-1. What do you mean those are empty stats? Regarding what? Here's the 2-1 pitch by deGrom. And the fastball misses outside. Matthew, I don't go on my Instagram. I haven't been on my Instagram in 2 years. It got hacked. So if there's anything inappropriate, that it got hacked. I haven't been on it in 2 years though. Here's the 3-1. Fastball hit on the ground, and that's wide of Pete. That's going to go down the line for a single. So Riley lines a hard ground ball down the first baseline. The Braves have a base runner. They do, muted. But even the year before, I mean, Jake's slider was insane. That's how he got the majority of his strikeouts. Heard Keith say Nolan Ryan threw 106. Probably has. Tana, I just bet you guys to win the World Series can win 120. I believe you guys. I hope so, Jacob. I think I put 50 on the Mets before the year started at 13-1. So I think whatever that is, I win that if they win. So Olsen steps in from the left side. deGrom from the stretch. 2 outs, runner on first. Here's the pitch by Jake. And a fastball swung on and fouled off. Have the Mets ever picked up a Philly player? I got to think about that, Danny Duds. Obviously, I could think of Met players that have become Phillies, Lenny Dykstra being one of them. I'm sure they have. I just got to think for a minute. I'm sure they have. I'll come around to it. Here's the 0-1 by deGrom. And there's a fastball swung on, hitting the air to left field. That'll hang up. And Connell will bring it in. That'll take us to the top of the second. Jake gets out of it. What's up, James, man? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. I got to think about that. A former Philly who became a Met. Let me think about that. Juan Samuel, Ricky Ashburn, Billy Wagner. There you go. Billy Wagner. Even though he was, I always think of him more as an Astro, but yes, he was a Philly as well. There's one, Billy Wagner. Darren Ruff. Yep, there you go. Tug McGraw. There's another good one. Now was Tug a Philly before the Mets or after the Mets? I don't remember. Well, I wasn't around for that. I obviously know he was part of the 73 World Series team. But yes, Darren Ruff was a Philly. In the 80s, right? He was a Philly after. Okay. Ricky Batalico. Throwing out some random ones. Do you think we should have let Galladay go and kept Bradbury? No, it didn't make it. We couldn't. Galladay's cap hit was too high. I think Galladay is like 20. He's like, I don't know, like $22, $23 million against the cap, whatever it is. It cost $33 million if we cut him. It would cost more money to cut him than to keep him. With Bradbury, you save $17 million on the cap, which was the only, or whatever it was. Maybe it was 50. It was a lot, which is the only reason why we cut Bradbury to begin with. It was just because of money. Afghanistan, what's going on, man? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. GSBN, I don't know. I only use one, and I barely use it, but I use DraftKings. Do I miss Bartolo Colon? I mean, I love Bartolo Colon. But yeah, I have my I put 50 on the Mets before the year started to win the World Series. And they were 13-1. I don't know what their odds are now. I would guess their odds now were probably like half that, like 6-1, 5, 6, 7-1, if I had to guess. But they were 13-1 before the year started, and I put 50 on them. Kind of wish I put 100 on them. So here we go. Alonso lead off the top of the second here for the Mets. It'll be Fried versus Pete. Here's the first pitch by Fried, and that's a curveball in the dirt. They're going to check it first to see if Pete went around, and they say he did not hold his swing, so it'll be 0-1. Career versus Fried, he's batting .296, a double, 2 homers, 7 RBIs, so he's had good numbers versus the lefty. Bradbury, another good player. We lose to a friggin' Philly. Yeah, well, there you go. Good point. Here's the 0-1 to Alonso. And there's a curveball, just misses inside, 1-1. Solo, I sure hope so, James. We could use a solo shot. Yeah, if we cut him next year, we at least save money. I think we save $6.5 million if we cut Galladay next year. This year would have actually cost us money. Here's the 1-1 to Alonso. And there's a fastball as Pete pops it up. Olsen underneath. One up, one down. This is going to be a pitcher's duel tonight. Don't expect a lot of runs. You got two of the best pitchers in the National League as Fried makes quick work of Pete. $750 if the Mets win. Good luck, Anthony. So Pete will stroll on back to the dugout. And here's Fried. Fried looks in for the sign. Darren Ruff coming up for the Mets. Of course, acquired at the trade deadline. Here's the first pitch. Fastball on the outside corner, strike one. And Tuto. Darnell, good to see you, man. How you doing? Darnell's a huge Mets fan. Thanks for popping in, buddy. Tuto going to read that after this pitch. Here's the 0-1 to Darren Ruff. Fried from the windup. Here's the pitch. And that's a changeup. That misses outside. Ruff able to lay off 1-1. Massive salute to Detainer drop by your office to pay our proper respects. And for all Giants fans around the world, slap all the stinky boys out the door. Good to see you, Tuto, man. Thanks for popping in, buddy. Here's the 1-1 to Ruff. Another changeup. You've seen Fried as Ruff swings through it. He chased it out of the zone. You've seen Fried go to that changeup a ton so far against the righties. He did it a lot against Lindor. I think he threw one to Pete, and he gets Ruff to chase one out of the zone there. It'll be a 1-2 coming up. Here's the 1-2 to Ruff. And that's a curveball, and he tried to backdoor it, narrowly missed the outside corner. 2-2. That'll even up the count. Good job by Ruff. We can't use. Oh, you can't use DraftKings in Vegas. Interesting. That's weird. I mean, in Vegas, you don't really need it, right? You just walk to the casino. Here's the 2-2, and there's I think it was a changeup fouled off down the third base line. Ruff able to keep the at bat alive. Darnell, this is such a big game. It's why I streamed it. I wanted to stream another game in this series, but this is a swing game. We're either going to be up 6 in the loss column or 4. That's huge, especially with the Phillies series coming up and the Yankees after that. Our September definitely lets up after we play the Dodgers, but this is such a big game, man. Here's the 2-2 to Ruff. And that's a curveball swung on, hit in the air to left field, to the track, to the wall. Is it fair or foul? Is it fair or foul? I think they called it foul. I got to see a replay. It was that close. Ruff got into it. Oh. I think the Mets are looking to see if they want to challenge it. Where's the ball? Yeah, it's foul. It is just foul. I'm talking like a foot. Oh, man. I think the Mets challenged it. Maybe there's a different angle that they feel was a home run. Or maybe Buck's just doing it for the hell of it to hope to get lucky. It looks foul to me. Very close. Very close. What's going on, Dante, man? Thanks for popping in the stream, buddy. They are challenging it. I don't think it's getting overturned. Buck manager of the year? Yeah, 100% Buck's the manager of the year. 100%. You think about what Buck's had to overcome this year as a manager? Dude, can you imagine the amount? I said this on Twitter the other day. Could you imagine the amount of wins the Mets would have if Max and Jake never missed a start? Jake's missed 15 starts? Probably more. And Max probably missed 8, 10? He's dealt with a lot of injuries this year, and Buck still kept this team afloat. Curveball swung and missed. 2 down here in the top of the second. So Ruff nearly missed a home run, and then he strikes out on the next pitch. Good pitch there by Fried. Well, Matt, they do both leagues. There's an American League Manager of the Year and a National League Manager of the Year. They called it foul. Was it the World Series game where Clemens threw a bat? Ugh. Don't remind me. To this day, and I know there may be some Yankee fans in here, I don't care. How the hell did Roger Clemens not get ejected from that game? How? Here's the first pitch to McNeil, and a fastball misses upstairs, 1-0. He literally threw what was equivalent to like a sword at Mike Piazza. He did. There's no denying it. He didn't get ejected. How? I don't care. It's a World Series game. Here's the 1-0 pitch to McNeil. And there's a fastball swung on, hit the other way to left field. It's going to hang up just enough. The Braves will hold it in. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. There's no way he thought that was the ball when he threw that at Piazza. No way. Because we the best, Fabian says. And they had a history that year, of course, if you remember. He threw at Piazza's head. So that was a storyline going into the World Series. I was able to see deGrom well at Stetson down in Florida. That's awesome, man. He was special then. I remember when deGrom came up, GSBN, obviously, like, the Mets had, like, this really, like, you know, talked about pitching staff, right? Because you had Wheeler, who we had traded Carlos Beltran for. Obviously, Matt Harvey, and you had Noah Syndergaard, who, of course, we had traded R.A. Dickey for. And deGrom, nobody really talked about. And I remember when deGrom came up, people were like, it's probably a fluke. Maybe he's a guy that could pitch out of the bullpen. And he just kept pitching well, and he just kept getting better. And he's just gotten better with age. I mean, when he first came up, I thought about him more as like a pitcher than a thrower, because he didn't throw 100 miles an hour when he first came up. He didn't throw 101 miles an hour. Now he's a guy that's a thrower, but he's also a pitcher. Like he's unbelievable. You know, you figure you're gonna get these guys coming in here. And I'll answer it once, and if you continue to ask after, I'm just gonna block you. But during small streams, you figure people are gonna want drama. Did you see I didn't watch the video, but did you see the video he made of me? That's why we're not talking. It's common sense. And I'm not gonna respond to it, because that's exactly what he wants and exactly what his followers want. He came up as a shortstop. Yeah, he did. He did come up as a shortstop. Yep. I'm hoping for a Yankee Mets World Series. Me too. I think it'd be great. I personally, and thinking from a Mets perspective, I think we'd have a better chance to beat the Yankees than the Astros. I think the Astros are a better baseball team. So I am praying for a Subway World Series, because I think it's going to be one of those two teams. And here we are in the bottom of the second. deGrom back on the hill. And here's the first pitch to d'Arnaud. And the curveball swung on and missed. Or slider, rather. Swung on and missed. d'Arnaud batting .261, 12 homers, 43 RBIs. This series, 3 for 8, 1 home run, and 3 ribs. Here's the 0-1. Another slider swung on and missed. So Jake going with 2 sliders to start the at-bat against d'Arnaud. And here's the 0-2. A third straight slider. This time, Travis is able to lay off. Checks his swing, 1-2. And no doubt, thank you for popping in, Dave. Here's the 1-2 by deGrom. And another slider. That one's in the dirt, 2-2. What's up, Adele, man? Thanks for popping in, buddy. Hope all is well, and let's go Mets. What's going on, Adele, man? Thanks for popping in. And, yeah, Travis, yeah, they showed his stats, I think, not yesterday, but one of the recent Met Braves games, and he has really good numbers against us. Another slider swung on and missed. deGrom threw 5 straight sliders to Travis d'Arnaud, and he wasn't able to lay off that last one. Another strikeout for Jake. Swung through all 3 of them that he swung at. Don't sleep on Seattle or Cleveland, both red hot. Yes, Seattle's been really good. Mets have Mets have the best pitching in baseball when they're healthy. I mean, Max and Jake, I'll put them against anybody. I have no idea, Jake. I couldn't tell you. I'm watching on SNY. So 1 out, nobody on here in the bottom of the second. Here's the pitch. And 101-mile-an-hour fastball rides in. That's fouled off by Rosario. What's up, Dustin, man? Thanks for popping in. Do I think Baty is going to be up for the rest of the year? Yeah, we have too many injuries at the hot corner. Yes, I thought he was probably going to end up getting called up anyway eventually, but once we had the injuries, but yes, I think he'll stick. Here's the 0-1. And there's a slider swung on and rolled on the ground a second. McNeil comes in, fields it, throws to Ruff, 2 down. Ruff playing first base tonight. Alonso the DH. Best starters in baseball, relief scares me. The closer doesn't scare me, but yes, the middle relief scares me. Ottavino's been really good for us. But overall, yeah, I'm not super confident in our, 7th and 8th inning guys. Obviously, the closer I am. Vaughn Grissom coming up here for the Braves, batting .414, 2 homers, 7 RBIs. He's got an OPS over 1,100. Obviously, a small sample size. Jake looks in for the sign. And here's the pitch. Fastball misses upstairs. Still throwing fast, man. 101 miles an hour. You've seen this Jake through his first 3 starts since he's come back. He throws really hard the first 2 innings. Then he drops it down to about 99. There's another fastball swung and fouled off down the first baseline. But he touches like 102 a lot in most of these starts that we've seen so far in the first and second inning. And then he kind of lives in that 98, 99 area for the next 3. And then in the last inning, he jacks it up again. At least that's been the pattern since he's come back. Here's the 1-1 by deGrom. And there's a fastball in the outside corner. Strike 2, 1-2. Do you like Trevor May as a late inning guy? I mean, he's pitched pretty well since coming back, but I'm still not super confident with him. Here's the 1-2. Slider swung on and missed. Another strikeout for deGrom. They can't touch the slider, boys. They can't touch it. We go to the top of the 3rd, no score. Yeah, Trevor May is too hit or miss for me, James. Let's go, JJ says. Let's go, my man. How many K? What is that? 4 for deGrom? Yeah, because he got the ground out. He got the pop out on the. It's either 3 or 4. I think it's 4 Ks for deGrom. At least 3. deGrom will be exposed against the Yankees. I mean, anybody could pitch a bad game. He may. But he ain't getting. What are you going to expose him? He's the best pitcher in baseball. What's up, Zarbian, man? He says the Yankees gave up a bomb. Oh, he's got 3 Ks? Okay. Oh, really, Matthew? I don't go on there. Like I said, I haven't been on Instagram in over 2 years. So it's not me that's posting stuff. James says, let's go, Mets. Let's go. Tuto, man, thank you so much, buddy. He says, Big Boss Tana, please tune in for Sky Sports Rugby or BT Sports Super Rugby for Sunday for Mass Massacre. Show against my former team. I don't think I have Sky Sports. I think it is a channel on my cable provider, but I don't think I have it. But I will put it in my notes just in case. I will check. Actually, I could check right now. I'll see if I have it. I know I've heard of that. I think I've heard of that channel. I think they show, if I'm not mistaken, I think they usually show soccer on that. I'll look real quick to see if I have it. Sky Sports. Let's see. If I do have it, you let me know the time, and I will definitely check out your rugby match, man. Let's see. I don't think I have it. Let me see. Yeah, I don't think I have it. If I did, I would check it out, man. But maybe if it's streaming online, I'll check it out. Connor stepping in, 268, 7 homers, 40 RBIs. He's got a 747 OPS. Here's the first pitch from Fried. And that misses way inside with the fastball. 1-1. They show international NFL games? Okay. I know I've heard of the channel. Actually, you know what? I know I used to be a cable technician, which is probably why I've heard of it. The cable provider I have, here's the 1-1, and the slider misses inside, offers that channel. I just don't have it with my package. But a lot of, if I remember correctly, they show a lot of soccer. So a lot of like huge soccer fans would get that channel. Here's the 2-1 to Kana. But I could be confusing it with another channel. Here's the pitch from Fried. And that is drilled down the line. That's exactly where he hit it last night. That's going to fall in front of Grossman for a single. Kana's going for 2. And he's in there. Oh, baby. Kana's showing the hustle. That didn't even go to the wall. Love it. Leadoff double for Kana. We'll see if the Mets can play to run. Kana's starting to grip and rip a little bit. He had the big double last night. And it looks exactly like his hit last night. It was a line drive right down the third base line. So it's good to see him starting to come around. Let's go. Oh, you are? That's funny. I was a cable tech for like 9 years, 8 years. Let's see if they can get Kana over to third base. And Baty at the plate. Here's the first pitch from Fried. Fastball misses outside, 1-0. Baty, of course, hit the big home run last night, his first at bat. Number 2 Mets prospect, according to MLB.com. Of course, Alvarez being the top one, not just in the Mets farm system, in all of Major League Baseball. Here's the 1-0 from Fried. And that's in the dirt. Good job there by Darno to block it. Keeps Kana at second, 2-0. Come on, baby. Fried looks in for the sign. Come on, Baty. Got to at least get him to third. Here's the 2-0. And that's drilled back up the middle. Baty's got another hit. Good piece hitting there by Baty. He's going to advance the runner to third to hold Kana there. But Baty was all over that fastball. That had to be over 100 miles an hour in the exit velo. He smoked that right back up the middle. I like this kid. This kid can hit. I like this kid. Nice swing, man. Let's go. How about Baty? Now McCann's coming up. Oh, no. But Brett Baty, baby. You love to see it, man. So runners on the corners here for McCann. Nobody out. See if we get Jake a couple of runs. Baty leads from first. Doesn't have a ton of speed. I think he only had 2 stolen bases this year in the minors. And obviously with Fried on the hill, he's not running. Lefty pitcher. But McCann will step in. Here's the first pitch from Fried. And that's a curveball taken at the knees for a strike. I almost want McCann to strike out rather than hit into a double play. I'd rather just take the out and see if Nimmo could push the runners over. I just don't want McCann to kill this rally here. Baty leads from first. McCann, always known for grabbing his crotch. Here's the 0-1. And there's another curveball taken for a strike right down the middle, 0-2. Beating the pressure, home run in first career at bat as a New York Met. Brett Baty, Mike Jacobs, I missed the rest. Kaz Matsui, I know, did it. And there were 2 more. Might have been Bordick, but he didn't come up as a Met, obviously. But I think Bordick hit a home run in his first Met at bat. I could be wrong on that when we traded for him. Here's the 0-2 to McCann. And 3 straight curveballs. McCann swings through it. Like I said, probably better than a double play. So we'll see if Nimmo could get the run in as McCann goes down on 3 straight curveballs. He's garbage. What's going on, Big Oso, man? Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well, dude. Oh, so they're showing it now. Benny Ayala in 1974. First career at bat. Okay. So obviously it wouldn't be Mike Bordick. Benny Ayala, Mike Fitzgerald, Kaz Matsui, Mike Jacobs, and Brett Baty. If you remember, Mike Jacobs, we actually traded to the Marlins. I think it was for Delgado? I don't remember who we traded him for, but he had a really good year with the Marlins. And he'll check the runner back to first. But yeah, he was a first baseman for the Mets. Matsui, of course, was the shortstop that we brought over from Japan. I think that's where he was from. And we moved Reyes to second for 1 year, and then we quickly realized that was a mistake, and we swapped him. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Matsui hit a home run in his first at-bat as in his second season as a New York Met as well. Here's the first pitch to Nimmo, and there's a fastball that misses downstairs. Good job there by Brandon to lay off 1-0. He was traded for Delgado. Yeah, that's what I thought. Not straight up. There was more to it, I think, than just that. But, yeah, he was involved in the trade. We made a lot of trades with the Marlins, didn't we? We got Delgado. We got Leiter. We got Piazza. It's rare that you see teams, from inside of their own division make trades. But the Mets and Marlins have made several. Here's the 1-0 to Nimmo. And that's a fastball. He swung through it 96 miles an hour. You don't see Brandon do that too often. That was a little bit outside of the zone. And with a 1-0 count, he chased that one a bit. He normally doesn't do that. Tudo, man. He says, I'm sure there'll be lots of freebie streaming links available online, but we ain't aware of them. We'll be busy breaking them to pieces. All right, Tudo, man. Best of luck, dude. And if I get an opportunity, just drop a just let me know your you don't have to super chat, but just let me know your team name. I'll try to find you guys. Here's the 1-1. And there's a good pitch there by Fried. He gets Nimmo to swing over it. 1-2. Ron, Keith, and Gary and Chris on ass. Let's do it, James. I mean, they can't do that job forever. Eventually, let me take over. That'd be fun. I'll do it for a day. Texas Liberty, man. What's going on, man? Thanks for popping in, buddy. So Nimmo, we'll see if he could shorten up the swing here. I think he struck out his first at bat. He's been kind of overmatched against Fried. Normally pretty good at putting the ball in play. Looks like he is choking up a bit. Come on, Nimmo. He is a good two-strike hitter. Here's the 1-2. And he swung through it. A huge strikeout for Fried. Huge. So runners on the corners, nobody out. And then he strikes out McCann. Now he strikes out Nimmo. And now Marte is going to have to try to save the inning. Come on, man. Ah, yes, Petit. I remember he was a really good prospect for the Mets. He was a pitcher. I don't think he made much did much in the major leagues, but he was a good prospect. Here's the pitch to Marte. There's a curveball in there for a strike. And then in the Piazza trade, Preston Wilson, I think, was the centerpiece, who, of course, was Mookie Wilson's son. Marte 0 for 1 with a ground out, batting .290, 14 homers, 53 RBIs. Or maybe that was the Outlier trade. One or the other. Here's the 0-1 to Marte. Another curveball, and he froze him. 0-2. Fried is really buckled down here. They're on their feet here in Atlanta, trying to get him to strike out 3 straight batters with runners on the corners. See if Marte could get the job done. Here's the 0-2. And another curveball. That's hit right back to Fried. He's going to flip over to first. And the Braves get out of a 1st and 3rd, nobody out jam. If the Mets go on to lose this game, that's the type of inning you're going to remember. We'll see if Jake can keep the zeros on the scoreboard, but not a good job there by the Mets. You got to find a way to get a run there. Got to find a way to get a run there. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. No score. What's good, Tana? Got to finish strong tonight and get that bullpen rested up because good call, Big Mike, because we got the doubleheader. And we don't have an off day tomorrow. We're traveling from Atlanta. We're playing in Philly. And the bullpen's going to get taxed because we don't have deGrom or Max pitching in that series. So, or maybe they will now because of the injuries that we've sustained. Maybe they will throw Max in the 4th game. I don't know. But, that's a great point by you, man. What's up, Caleb, man? Thanks for popping in, buddy. Sports Influencer, good to see you, man. How you doing, man? Good to see you, buddy. They should not have McCann catching. Should have called up Alvarez and cut McCann. I don't like McCann myself. I could understand why they haven't called up Alvarez because of defense. The guy's not a good defensive catcher, and he hasn't really caught any of these guys. I think he caught deGrom one start in the minors. So I could somewhat understand it, but I don't like McCann. I'd rather see Nito out there. Nito's better defensively, and he's at least as good offensively. Tyler Smith, man, what's going on? Don't want to be negative with all our positives this year, but I don't feel comfortable with McCann, kind of a downer. McCann stinks. McCann's garbage. Our catchers are garbage. He's been a complete letdown. Obviously, if we could go back in time, we would have liked JT Realmuto, who ended up, he obviously cost a lot more money, but had we gotten Realmuto, we probably wouldn't have gotten, somebody else, that we ended up signing somewhere else. But McCann's been a major letdown. Stream the FIFA World Cup. I mean, I'm not a big soccer fan, so I doubt I would do that. I'm not a big soccer fan. I will watch it, though. I will watch the U.S. And, yeah, I'll watch the U.S. Here's the first pitch from deGrom. And the fastball misses upstairs. So, like I said, typically, third inning, you'll see the fastball drop. I say drop. It's still 99 miles an hour. But you won't see him hit the 101 or 100 nearly as consistently. Here's the 1-0 by deGrom. And 99, swung on and missed. Harris swings through that fastball. Harris on the year batting 288, 12 homers, 39 RBI. He's been really good this year for the Braves, I think, in his rookie season. And here's the 1-1. Fastball swung on and fouled off down the third baseline. Hugo felt the need to spam this. All right, Hugo. Another conspiracy theorist. The host on YouTube is great. Thank you. But the Mets and Yankees are pre-planned by Bernie Madoff to destroy themselves. Here's the 1-2. Slider misses inside. That's why the Mets couldn't get in Baty. It's all an inside job with both teams. So Hugo thinks that Bernie Madoff still is influencing not just the Mets, but the New York Yankees from his jail cell. Interesting. Here's the 2-2 to Harris. And he went around on the slider. Oh, my God. That pitch was like 2 feet out of the zone, and he went fishing, man. That slider is filthy. Jake with another strikeout. Make it 4. Oh, what a pitch, man. Oh, I didn't even know Madoff died. Okay, I forgot about that. I knew he was in jail. I forgot that he died. So, yeah. Robbie Grossman coming up here for the Braves, batting 211, 4 homers, 28 RBIs. Here's the first pitch, and the fastball misses outside, 1-0. Why are the Mets allergic to scoring? I mean, that's always been that way with Jake. I feel like we take him for granted. Here's the 1-0. And nice pitch there. Slider, take it for a strike, 1-1. Grossman batting 9th in the order, so top of the order. Cunha on deck. Here's the 1-1 to Grossman. Fastball right down the middle, take it for a strike, 1-2. Caught him guessing there. Probably was looking slider. He got the heater. Texas Liberty's got the bumblebee. Hopefully that never happens again. Here's the 1-2 from deGrom. I got the window closed, so it ain't happening tonight. And a slider. This time, Grossman's all over it. He lines it into right field. It'll drop in front of Marte for a single. So they'll have a 1-out base runner here in the bottom of the third. Good piece of hitting there by Grossman. Actually wasn't a bad pitch. About knee high, maybe a little bit below the knees. He went down and lined it. So deGrom will pitch from the stretch here. Ronald Acuna coming up, 0-for-1 with a strikeout. Career versus deGrom, 8 for 28, 286, 2 RBIs, which is pretty good numbers against Jake. deGrom from the stretch. McCann lines up outside, and Jake will check the runner back to first. Keeps Grossman honest. How come we can't give out contract? What do you mean, Brian? Jake looks in for the sign from the stretch. And Acuna calls a timeout. He'll step out. Well, Lindor's already has a big-time contract. DeGrom and Alonso is next. Oh, for sure. They're both going to get paid. And Diaz, by the way. Alien, don't forget about Diaz. He's going to get paid big time next year. Here's the pitch by deGrom. Fastball swung on a missed. 0-1. I think he struck Acuna out on 3 straight pitches his first time up. So 1 out, 1 on. It'll be an 0-1. See if he goes back to the heater or not. Looks like McCann's calling for it on the outside part of the plate. Here's the 0-1. And that's a fastball. That got too much of the plate, but it didn't matter. It was 101 miles an hour. Cunha swings through it again. That was right down the middle. Jake said, come on and get it. 0-2. Now, if you're Jake, you threw 2 straight fastballs. Come with the slider, man. He's behind on the fastball. He's going to have to react quick. Come with the slider. Here's the 0-2. And it is a slider. Acuna does a good job laying off. It was in the dirt, 1-2. Yeah, Nimmo's going to be a free agent as well. Baruch, what's going on, man? Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're enjoying your summer. I know you're a huge Mets fan. Huge game tonight for us, buddy. Here's the 1-2. Jake looks in for the sign. Here's the pitch. Fastball that is drilled to left field, but it's going to hang up. Looks stronger off the bat. Connell will get under it. 2 down. Oof, that looked like it could have been a gapper off the bat. Acuna made good contact, but Jake is fortunate enough to get the out. 2 down. How's my pup? The pup's good, man. She's relaxing. She's sleeping. Buzz, I heard my name. I'll find my way. All right, Hugo, we get it. We're going to have to block him soon. Swanson steps in from the right side. DeGrom will check the runner back to first. I thought it was gone too, John. That's why I reacted the way I did. Summer's been good, man. Summer's been good. I've been enjoying my summer. Excited to get Giants football back on the channel. Excited for the play. I've been going to a number of Mets games. I went to like 3 out of the last 6 home Met games. Here's Jake from the stretch. And a slider swung on and fouled off the backstop. Swanson at the plate. And James, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I mean, I got the Brave Stadium. I put it up before the stream started. I actually went to this stadium. I forgot the name of it. Somebody in the chat's going to tell me. Is it SunTrust Park, actually? I think it is. Yeah, it says it right there. SunTrust Park. I went to the stadium the first year it was open. Here's the 0-1. And there's I think it was a changeup perhaps from Jake. Hard to tell, but fouled off. 0-2. Oh, Trust Park. Is that Trust Park it's called? Okay. I went there the first year it opened. It's a really nice stadium. It's similar to our stadium, to tell you the truth, in terms of the layout. They have a really good Hank Aaron Memorial behind home plate. It's a nice stadium. The parking is a mess, though. The parking is a disgrace. You got to park like a mile away from the stadium, and they give you a tram to get over there. Or you walk. Here's the 0-2. And there's a slider on the inside part of the plate. That's going to be a gapper. That's going to play to run. Swanson is going to round first. He's going to head for second. They're going to send Grossman home. And the Braves take a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the third. Good piece hitting there. I was going to say, it looks like Jake, the last couple of hitters, he's been having trouble locating. He's been getting too much of the plate. He got way too much of the plate against Acuna. And he got on like 2 or 3 pitches. And then that one, it was inside. It wasn't right down the middle. It was inside, but kind of hung up a bit. So runner on second, 2 down. We'll see if Jake can get out of this. Here's the first pitch. Fastball. Looked like it could have been a strike. He calls it a ball. 1-0. deGrom is doing well, but he just gave up a run. Here's the 1-0 for Jake. 2 out, runner on second here in the bottom of the third. And a fastball. That one's down the middle, but 100 miles an hour is able to get away with it against Riley. Fouled off. Riley 1 for 1 with a single. He's batting .289, 30 homers, 74 RBIs. You don't think deGrom's the best pitcher? You on drugs? Guy gives up a run. Yeah, sure, he's the best pitcher. Here's the 1-1 from deGrom. And there's a slider swung on and fouled off down the third baseline, 1-2. Come on, Jake, get out of it. Got to get the bats going, man. Braves threatening here. Runner in scoring position, 2 down. Looking to cash in another run. deGrom from the set. Here's the 1-2. And that's a slider in the dirt, 2-2. Riley lays off. 5-0 Mets pitcher this half loses 13-1 to the Braves. You got hurt. You talking about Carrasco? You got hurt. He only pitched what, like an inning? You got hurt in that start. Here's the 2-2. And a fastball swung and fouled off. Yeah, I appreciate you for being here, Lizzie. Yeah, I'm definitely a rarity. Giants and Mets fan. Yeah, we lost. Who gives a shit? Josh, who are you a fan of? I got to know. Who are you a fan of? Here's the 2-2. Slider, that's hit back up the middle, and the Braves are going to take a 2-0 lead. Because if you're a fan of the Braves, even if you win tonight, we still got a 4-game lead, and we have the easiest schedule in all of baseball in September. So I'm still very confident we're going to win the division. But I'd like to know, who are you a fan of? 2-0 Braves. Oh, you're a Braves fan. Okay. I don't know if you watched like a week ago. We beat the shit out of you guys. We took 4-5 at home. You're returning the favor. Congratulations. You're supposed to win at home. Olsen coming up here from the left-hand side. Fastball, that's hit back up the middle, but that's right at Lindor, and that'll end the inning. We'll go to the top of the 4th. Let's see. Let's change the inning. Top 4. Mets trail 2-0. Get the bats going. Let's go. So if a pitcher gives up 2 runs, that makes them that they're not that now he's not the best. Now he's not the best pitcher in baseball because he had 1 bad inning since he's been back in the major leagues. People crack me up, man. Tana, how much would we have to donate to have you rant like Bad Dog? I'm not going to rant like Bad Dog does. I don't rant just to rant, man. It's just not in my nature. Yeah, no, his location was off that inning, JJ, for sure. I even started to notice it in the Acuna at bat. Game's far from done, Tiana. Far from done. I thought all the trolls went to Bad Dog streams. People don't like the Mets, muted growl. You get a lot of Yankees trolls in here, and I'm like, why? Like, I see tons of Yankees fans troll me on YouTube and on Twitter, and they always say that the Yankees are in the Mets fans. And I don't say a word about the Yankees. Hate to say this, I hope they can come back, but whoever scores first wins. That's how it's been in every. I mean, Jeremy. I mean, obviously it's not looking great right now. They got their best pitcher on the hill. We're down 2-0, but the game's far from over. deGrom's obviously got to keep us in it. Bats got to get going. deGrom, one of the most dominant pitchers of all time. Yeah. deGrom obviously was hurt last year, but the first half of last season, I don't even think is a debate, was the greatest first half in the history of baseball for a pitcher. That's how dominant he was. And obviously he's got, 2 Cy Youngs to his name before that. He's incredible. He's been incredible. So we go to the top of the 4th. Swanson hit a home run off him after he pitched 17 straight perfect batters. And I think he had, like 12 strikeouts against you guys out of the 17 outs. He got a little worn down. The guy hasn't pitched in over a year. So they tried to stretch him a bit. He gave up a home run. Here's Lindor, 0 for 1 with a ground out, batting .270, 21 home runs, 83 RBIs. Here's the pitch from Fried. And the curveball just misses outside, 1-1. Oh, for sure, muted growl. We all troll one another. Here's the 1-1 to Francisco. And a slider taken low for a ball. 2-1. We'll see if Lindor can get on base. Give Pete an opportunity to tie this game up with one swing of the bat. You're going to come out deGrom because he had bad rehab starts? Who gives a shit? Here's the 2-1. And there's a chopper to first base, fielded cleanly by Olsen. He'll flip over to the bag, 1 out. You do realize in rehab starts, they don't care about their stats, right? They're pitching to get ready for the big leagues. They don't care if they give up a couple of home runs. Who cares? His first 3 starts up at the big leagues, he had a 1.62 ERA. What does that mean? Here comes Alonso. Alonso 0 for 1 with a pop out, batting .275, 29 home runs, 99 RBIs. Let's get it to 30 and 100 right now. Come on, Pete. Here's the pitch to Pete. And the changeup misses outside. Just missed. Good job there by Pete. 1-0. Okay. We'll see, Tyler. We'll see. Here's the 1-0. Oh, this time he chased it. That one was further out of the zone. 2 straight changeups by Fried. He's gone to that pitch against the righties today. 1-1. And the 1-1. Fastball missing. Are you kidding me? Oh, my God. That pitch missed by 6 inches. That's one of the worst calls I've seen all year. And d'Arnaud framed it. He fooled the umpire. Oh, what a horrible call. 1-2. Wow. That was a horrible call by the umpire. But it'll be 1-2. What's going on, Clutch? What's going on, Noah? Here's the 1-2. And a curveball fisted the other way, foul. Fried, most wins since 2019. He's second behind Garrett Cole. Cole with 52, Fried with 48. It wasn't even close. It was. If it was close, I wouldn't have said anything. It wasn't even close. You didn't even come close to even getting the edge. Here's the 1-2 to Alonso. He fell for the framing by d'Arnaud. That one was definitely inside. It's 2-2, but that was closer than the one he called a strike. 2-2 as Pete lays off the fastball. Cohen should just buy all the best pitchers. I mean, we have a lot of the best pitchers. What's up, Brando, man? Thanks for popping in, buddy. Here's the 2-2. And a fastball jam Pete inside. Swanson backtracking. He'll bring it in. But yeah, no, Free's pitching really well. He just got the benefit of a really bad call on that one pitch, but he's pitching well. 2 down here in the top of the 4th. Daniel Jones to Galladay on that. But yeah, it was a great pass. Hopefully that's something that translates over into the regular season. Darren Ruff coming up. He's batting .223, 11 homers, 43 RBIs. Almost hit a home run his first at bat. Galladay had a great practice today, actually, supposedly. I'm not going to read too much into it, just like I don't read too much into the horrible practices, whatever, but supposedly he had a great practice. And here's the pitch to Ruff. And that's a changeup at the knees, taken for a strike, 0-1. Oh, Wink didn't. Yeah, I don't. Wink didn't blitz today. Well, then that would explain it. Here's the 0-1 Ruff, and that's a slider hit back on a curveball, rather hit slowly back to second, and that'll do it. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth as Max Fried, outside of that one inning where the Mets had an opportunity, has been really good tonight. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth. 2-0 Braves. No, Daniel Murphy's not playing. He's retired. Daniel Murphy, actually, I could be wrong on this. I think Daniel Murphy's going to be at Old Timers Day, which is funny because he's not old. There's a lot of former Mets that are not old that are going to be there. I think, David Wright was supposed to, but he's not going to be. Pedro Martinez is going to be there. I know that. Yohan Santana, I think, is going to be there. Yoenis Cespedes is going to be there. So there's a lot of guys that aren't really old that are going to be at Old Timers Day. First Old Timers Day in Mets history. They haven't been around long enough to really have an Old Timers Day, right? They've only been around since 1962. Tommy says, I'm panicking. I'm not panicking. I mean, I want to win this game. It's a big game, but we lose, we lose. I'm not going to panic. Still got a 4-game lead in the loss column, and we still play the easiest September schedule in all of baseball. So I'm not panicking, but it'd be nice to get the win. Don't let Yoenis disappear into a hotel room. Yeah, I'm not sure if Darryl's going to be there. He should be, obviously. Actually, I could probably look it up. Who's going to be at Mets Old Timers Day? Let me see. I know Pedro's going to be there because he's on the poster. Here we go. Mets announced roster for Old Timers Day. Yep, Darryl's going to be there. Okay, so here we go. 11 members of the Mets Hall of Fame are going to be there. Ed Kranepool, Cleon Jones, Mookie Wilson, Keith Hernandez, Dwight Gooden, Darryl Strawberry, John Franco, Mike Piazza, John Matlack, Ron Darling, and Edgardo Alfonso. And 3 members of the Baseball Hall of Fame, Piazza, Pedro Martinez, and Joe Torre. Torre's going to be one of the managers, I think, as well as Bobby Valentine, I think, is going to be there along with Terry Collins. So, yeah, those are some of the players that are announced. So here's the first pitch by Jake here in the bottom of the fourth. Darno swings at the fastball. First pitch popped up, and that's kind of in no man's land. Lindor makes a great over-the-shoulder catch. Looked like a ball that Nimmo probably should have taken a charge, but Lindor's kind of done that all year. When there's a ball kind of in no man's land, he takes control. Good play there. 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth. Where's Ike Davis? What a bust he was. He had that one good year. That was it. If you ever come to LA, you got to go to Chavez Ravine. Grab some beers, dogs, hookers, and get lit. Maybe the beers. Maybe the beers. 1 down. I don't think Davy Johnson. At least I didn't hear that Davy Johnson's going to be there. Maybe he will be, but I didn't hear that. Here's the pitch by deGrom. Fastball in the inside corner, 0-1. I think Hernandez is going to be there, but he's not going to play. I think he said that on the broadcast. Like he's going to get announced, but he's not going to play. Here's the 0-1 by Jake. And a slider, and that is a good piece hitting there, but it's foul. It's actually a good location. Good to see that he's hitting his spots again. Rosario, that was really all he could have done with it. He made really good contact, but was fouled on the first base line. LeDuc, I don't think is going to be there. Billy Wagner, you're talking about, Steve? I know he wore 13. Yes. And now that you mention it, I think I did hear that Billy Wagner was going to be there. Here's the 0-2 by deGrom. Mets with the infield shift on against the lefty hitter. And a changeup swung on and missed. Haven't seen Jake throw a lot of those. 2 down here in the bottom of the fourth. Never the same. I mean, Ike always had a really bad swing. He had poor mechanics at the plate. He always stepped out of the bucket, and he never really adjusted his swing. And I think once pitchers found out how to pitch to him, he wasn't good. Yeah, knee replacement. But he is going to be there. He said he's going to partake, but he's not going to play. Here's the first pitch by deGrom. And a fastball at the knees. Take it for a strike, 0-1. Vaughn Grissom, 0-for-1 with a strikeout. Have I played MLB The Show? Yes. Not in a long time, though. Here's the 0-1. And a fastball inside. Swung on it. Fouled off down the third base line. 0-2. Who's the best Mets? Really? Oh, definitely Edwin Diaz. If you're talking about this team, I don't know if you're talking about all time, but for this team, for sure, Edwin Diaz. He's the best reliever in all baseball this year. I don't even think that's debatable. I don't know if Dwight Gooden's going to be there. I don't think I just rattled off his name, so I'm assuming he won't be there. Here's the 0-2 by deGrom. And that's in the dirt, 1-2. Let me take a quick look. I don't think I mentioned deGrom. I mentioned Dwight Gooden. Nope. So I'm assuming he's not going to be there. Here's the 1-2. And that's a fastball swung on and hit on the ground to short. Fielded cleanly. He'll flip over to the bag. That'll do it. We'll go to the top of the fifth. 2-0. Braves. I watched that Doc and Darrell documentary. It's on ESPN Plus. Really good. Really good. Sad, but really good. Living here in Atlanta, there are no Braves fans until they are good. I mean, that's always been. I remember as a kid growing up in like the late 90s, Braves wouldn't sell out playoff games when they were great with Maddox and Glavine. They wouldn't sell out playoff games. So if deGrom is good, well, it's okay. You think he's better than Verlander? Verlander is better than. I mean, Verlander this year is better than deGrom. Verlander's the best pitcher in baseball this year, but over the last 4 years, who's the best pitcher in baseball? It's deGrom. It's not even a debate. But yeah, Verlander's been incredible this year. Jake's been hurt. I love the show. Can't wait for my Madden. That's the only way Daniel Jones is good. But yeah, that's all. The Braves have always been notorious for not having the best, most diehard baseball fans. But I mean, I guess they're more into football down there. NASCAR, I know, is big too, right? In the South. Knicks better not get themselves robbed for Mitchell. I don't think they will. I mean, they're going to give up a lot. That's the going rate, but I don't think they're going to give up as much as Utah wanted initially. Doc and Darrell got hooked due to a teammate who wore number 7. You're talking about Kevin Mitchell? I did not know that. That he was the reason. I know that they were friends. Kevin Mitchell hit what? I think he hit 50 home runs or close to 50 home runs 1 year with the Giants after the Mets got rid of him. So here we go. Top of the fifth. Mets trail 2-0. McNeil will lead off here for the Mets. Here's the first pitch by Fried. And that's a curveball. Good piece hitting there by Jeff. The Mets will have a leadoff base runner. Runner on first. McNeil continues to rip here for the Mets. Let's get at least a run here. Come on, let's chip away at this lead. There you go, Jeff. Hung with the curveball there and was able to drive it in the right field. Let's go. Yes, he did. Keith Hernandez certainly dabbled in the white stuff. Kind of coming up 1-for-1 with a double. Yeah, Nimmo has been struggling lately. Yeah, Jeremy, I'm definitely doing Knicks games this year. I don't know if I'm going to do as many as I did 2 years ago, but I'm definitely going to do some. Kind of coming in 1-for-1 with a double. Runner on first, nobody out. We'll see. We'll see what kind of reception it gets. Here's the pitch from Fried. And the fastball misses inside. Connor's been red hot as of late, or at least it seems that way. He's starting to heat up at least. 1-0. Come on, baby. Keep it going. Fried looks in for the sign. Darno lines up outside. Here's the 1-0. And the curveball, and he just got it to break over the outside part of the plate. 1-1. A machete. Yeah, Gary Carter was kind of the goody two-shoes on that team. Everybody else was dabbling into alcohol and drugs. And then who's going to start on the mound for Old Tie? I'm not sure who's going to start on the mound. Not sure. I would assume those two definitely could. I mean, Darling's there too, so he could be. Here's the 1-1. And the slider misses inside. 2-1. Matlack, too. I mean, he's a great Met. Baty on deck. Had a single his first time up. What's up, Tracy? Thanks for popping in. Yeah, Ray Knight was super religious, along with Gary Carter. Come on, Connor. And he'll check the runner back to first. Ray Knight was actually the MVP of the 1986 World Series. And then the next year, I think, was replaced by Howard Johnson, I think. Hojo was, I think, a part of that 86 team, but didn't play much. Showing the next three series, they got the Phillies, the Yankees, and the Rockies. Here's the 2-1. And changeup just hits the outside corner. 2-2. And umpire calling fake strike. No, that was a strike. That was a strike. It's a good pitch. The curveball was questionable. That last one was a strike. Here's the 2-2 to Kana. Curveball, that's hit hard down the third base line, but just wide of the bag. Foul. He was on it. Just out in front. John Maine, number 33. Yeah. It's part of that 2006 team. That pitching staff was, I don't know how that pitching staff was not good after some of the injuries they had. Here's the 2-2. And there's a changeup foul down the third base line. We'll do it again. Kana still battling. Fried still only at 58 pitches. Nobody out, though, in the top of the fifth. Maybe the Mets could get the pitch count up a bit, but looks like Fried's going at least 7, if not 8. It's a good question, JJ. It depends on his market, man. Bookend tackles, but man, what's going on, buddy? You know, though, that Nimmo's going to try to get paid because he's got Boris as his agent. Here's the 2-2 to Kana. Come on, man. And a good job there laying off that pitch. Just missed inside, 3-2. So now the count is full. Come on, baby. Come on, Fried. One more. Give me one more ball. Give Baty a chance. Yeah, Duque was solid for the Mets in 06. For sure. It'll be a payoff pitch by Fried. And Kana steps out. Come on. Hang a curveball. Here's the 3-2. And swung on, hit in the air to left field. High, far. You can forget about it. The Mets tie up the game. Mark Kana with a 2-run jack down the left field line. Fried hung that ball 412 feet. You hang them. We bang them. 203 miles an hour on the exit field. Let's go. Huge homer. Let's go. Mark Canha, man, he is heating up from the right side of the plate. Let's go. 2-2. That guy is ripping the ball every time he comes up the last couple of games. Good piece of hitting there, man. Fried went to that breaking ball one too many times. Baty coming up for the Mets. Lined a single his last time up. Here's the first pitch by Fried. Fastball, knee high for a strike, 0-1. What's going on, Eric, man? Thanks for popping in. An absolute bomb by Mark Canha. Fried just looking down. Here's the 0-1. Fastball hit back up the middle, slow roller, backhanded. It'll throw over to first. 1 down. McCann coming up, so 2 down. Amazing home run. I appreciate that, man. Let's go Mets, dude. Mets, my man. When Canha does good, say he turns water to wine. I mean, I will for you, Mets, but what is the I'm trying to get the reference there. Is it because you're comparing him to Jesus Christ? Trying to get the reference there. McCann coming up. He's batting 174 on the year. Let's go Mets, Alien says. Here's the pitch by Fried. And a fastball misses upstairs. McCann lays off 1-0. Hojo was a multi-time 30-30 player. I could be wrong. Somebody in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong. I think Hojo and Wright are the only 2 Mets to do the 30-30. Strawberry might have. Maybe Strawberry did. Strawberry might have. If he did, I think those are the only 3. Here's the 1-0 to McCann. And the fastball misses inside, 2-0. I think they're the only. Maybe Beltran. I don't think Beltran stole 30 bases as a Met. He obviously did as a Royal. I don't think he ever did as a Met. Nimmo on deck. Here's the 2-0 to McCann. And McCann fouls it off down the first baseline. I don't think Alonso will win I hope he does. Mets never won the MVP. I don't think he'll win it, but he'll definitely be in contention for it. But I mean, listen, if he has an incredible September, he has a shot. He's got to have a red hot September. Here's the 2-1 to McCann. Fastball. He chased that one out of the zone, 2-2. Hey, Shimmy, man, I appreciate that. I doubt that's the case. Those are like the 2 best. Cohen is incredible. And I love Breen, too. They're both phenomenal. But I always like that fun. I appreciate all you guys that support the channel. But Gary Cohen is awesome. Gary Keith Enron. Here's the 2-2. Curveball. That's hit hard on the ground to third. Backhanded. Fielded cleanly. He'll flip over to first. 2 down here in the top of the 5th. So quick work of McCann. At least McCann hit it hard. Just hit it right at him. Nimmo stepping up. James, man, I appreciate that, man. I love calling the Knicks games. We're gonna do a lot more Knicks games this year again. You hang them, we bang them. Great one-liner by the entertainer. Who's your favorite play-by-plays non-New York? Oh man. Yeah, I think Gus Johnson is awesome. He does a lot of college basketball. I think he's awesome. For like a current announcer, he's great. Here's the first pitch to Nimmo. And there's a curveball in there for a strike, 0-1. I could listen to Gus Johnson call a game and not like it could be like 2 teams I could care less about and still really enjoy watching the game. He's really good. Here's the 0-1 from Fried to Nimmo, and a fastball in the dirt, 1-1. Vin Scully, of course. The greatest baseball announcer of all time. Rest in peace. You got to think of a rhyme for Brunson. I don't know if I'll come up with a rhyme for Brunson. I'll have to think about that. I'll come up with something for Brunson. Something, maybe I'll rhyme it with Jalen and not Brunson. Here's the 1-1 to Nimmo. And a changeup swung and a missed. Up in the zone, 1-2. Yeah, Marv was great. It's 0-0 is right, Body Knowledge. We got a new ball game. Kind of just took him deep. Go to Joker, man. Good to see you, man. Here's the 1-2 to Nimmo. The windup and the pitch from Fried. And a slow roller up along the third base line. Fielded cleanly. Flips to the bag over at first, and he just got him. Looked like a bang-bang play. I'd like to see a replay. It was close. Nimmo's staying on the bag. The Mets are going to look to see if they're going to challenge this. It was really close. I think he's just out. I got to see another angle. Great play by Fried. I don't know, man. Oh, this is close, man. Really close. But I think the Mets are not, they're not going to challenge. We'll go to the bottom of the fifth. 2-2. deGrom coming in. Man, there have been some really close calls tonight. Obviously, the home run in the first that just missed being a home run by Darren Ruff, and that play was bang, bang. I think that's one of those plays like where if they call them safe, they're probably going to call them safe on a challenge. If they call them out, they're probably going to call them out on a challenge. It was that close. Cole Brunson the better Jalen, referring to Hurts. Or I could call him the better Brunson. His dad played for the Knicks, and I think Jalen Brunson's a better basketball player. Rick Brunson actually coaches for the Knicks now. Do you have a limit for how many challenge? Yes. Somebody in the chat, let me know. I'm not sure what the limit is, but yes, there is a limit. What about it? Second inning. You said second inning. About what are you talking about? I don't. Maybe do you only get one challenge, John? Maybe you do. I don't know. I left. The Mets scored. Yeah, you got to come back, dude. Oh, you only do get one, so he couldn't challenge it anyway. Nimmo must have forgot that the Mets challenged because he was waiting on the bag. Oh, Al Michaels is great, Steve. Al Michaels. Well, I mean, obviously John Madden, Al Michaels. If you want to dive into football, those two are phenomenal. Yeah, you can retain if you don't lose. Okay. I'm trying to think of the best football. I mean, I can't stand Aikman. I can't stand. I'm not a big. What's his name? The guy that Buck, right? I don't like him too much. Oh, it was an umpire review. I like Romo. I think Romo's really good. I did not. Okay, so the Mets have not used a challenge. It was an umpire review on the home run. Okay, so there you go. Strike one to Harris. I think it was a curveball. I missed it by Jake. It was taken for a strike. It'll be an 0-1 by deGrom. The windup and the pitch. Fastball swung and fouled off. 98 on the gun. So losing a little bit on the velocity. But like I said, I think he's probably saving it for that sixth inning or whatever inning he knows going into the game is going to be his last. He's smart. You know, when it's the bottom of the order, he saves a couple of MPH for the top of the order. Here's the 0-2 by deGrom. Swung on and missed with the slider. One down here in the bottom of the fifth. Good late break there. Yeah, I think so. I could be wrong on that, Tracy. But I think you're right. I think they switched to ESPN this year. I forgot who took their spot on Fox. It might have been Romo. I don't remember. But I think they are on ESPN, which sucks for Sunday Night Football. One out here in the bottom of the fifth. And Grossman up. He had a base hit his last time up. Slider in there for a strike. Or maybe it was a curveball, actually. It was 86 miles an hour. So curveball there by Jake. Grossman 1-for-1 with a single and a run. He's batting .214, 4 homers, 28 RBIs. Here's the 0-1 by deGrom. McCann lines up inside. And that's a slider in the dirt. Take it for a ball, 1-1. Mike, I'm going to guess he has 6. I think he has 6 strikeouts. Here's the 1-1 by deGrom. And a slider swung on and missed, 1-2. Yeah, they're on ESPN Monday Night Football. I don't know. I've never really liked them, James, to be honest with you. I'm a Giants fan, so that's probably part of the reason. Here's the 1-2. Fastball swung on and missed. Jake jacked that one up to 100 miles an hour as he blows it by Grossman. 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th. Let's go, baby. Keep fighting, Jake. Since the start of 2017, Jake has a 2.33 ERA, which is the lowest in Major League Baseball. Incredible. And his teammate, Max Scherzer, since 2017, has a 2.61 ERA, which, in case you were wondering, is the second best ERA in Major League Baseball over that time span. And a fastball taken for a ball inside, 1-0. Acuna lays off. Insane. So since 2017, the Mets have the 2 best pitchers in baseball. 2 lowest ERAs over that time span. Insane. Here's the 1-0 by deGrom to Acuna. The windup and the pitch. Fastball swung on, hitting the air down the right field line. Ruff giving chase. That'll reach the seats, 1-1. Frank Giver back in the 70s. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to hear him. Wish I did. I'm going to tell you the worst Monday night announcer ever, in my opinion. He wasn't the play-by-play guy. He was the color guy. And I'm sure you guys remember. I think he only did it for 1 year. Here's the 1-1 pitch by deGrom. And that's in the dirt, 2-1. Dennis Miller, the stand-up comedian. They had him do Monday Night Football for a year. He was awful. He was awful. The worst. The absolute worst. So it'll be a 2-1 pitch here by deGrom, bottom of the 5th, 2 down. And there's a slider hit on the ground at third, backhanded by Baty. He'll throw over to first. Quick hop. Good scoop by Ruff. They'll get out of the inning. We'll go to the top of the 6th, 2-2. You like Miller? I did not like Miller. I mean, he was funny from time to time, but it feels great to have the 2 best pitchers in baseball, Mike. Nixon says, let's go. Not a baseball fan, but just stop by to show my support. I appreciate it, Miguel, man. Thanks. Yeah, listen, we're going to have a lot more football stuff up real soon. So I'll probably do a Giant stream the day after the preseason game because I'm going to be on Bad Dogs for the game. Probably the day after. Maybe even probably not. Probably the day after. I'll have another guy on and we'll talk about it, but we'll see. Shimmy, man, thank you very much, man. Brunson, the Top Gun scores. Tana, you're the best. I appreciate it, man. Maybe that, hey, you know what? Before the season starts, I'll probably do maybe a stream like a week before the next season starts. And maybe I'll ask some of you guys for recommendations of some of the things you want me to say. But, hey, man, I'll write that one down. Brunson, the Top Gun scores. All right. I'll take it into consideration. I like it. Adele, man, thank you very much, man. Respect to our radio guy, Howie. Oh, Howie Rose was phenomenal. Adele is phenomenal, rather. He's great. Howie Rose used to call Met games, didn't he? He did, yeah. On I think he was on TV. I know he called hockey too. Put it in the books, James says. Do they let deGrom go more than 75 pitches here? What is he at now? I mean, let me I think he's got just under 70, I think. Let me pull up the box score. He's definitely going to start the 6th inning. deGrom has 64 pitches. I think he probably only goes 6 based off that. I don't think they're going to want him to throw more than 80. They've been very cautious. So next inning will probably be his last inning. Yeah, I'm sure Clyde will have some good turns for Brunson. And there's a curveball taken for a ball. Marte will lead off the top of the 6th. Marte 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts. He's seen the average dip now to 290. He was over 300 there for a while. So he's in a bit of a funk. He'll get out of it. He's been great for the Mets all year. He does Islanders. Yeah, I thought he did. Here's the 1-0. Curveball taken in the dirt for a ball. 2-0. Let's see if Marte can get something going here. Yeah, I think Bob Pop is awesome. He's got a great voice. And Carl Banks is hard not to like. But yeah, I think Bob Pop is really good. Here's the 2-0 to Marte. And a changeup hit on the ground to third, fielded cleanly. He'll flip over to first. One down. It was right at Riley. I can't show the game, Ian. I wish I could. People still think you could show the game. They come in here. How about showing the? I can't show the game. Not allowed to. My anxiety starts when anyone not named Diaz comes out of the pen. Yeah, you and me both. Here's Lindor batting .269, 21 homers, 83 RBIs, 805 OPS. He's 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts. Brunson put the defense under construction. Freed from the windup. Here's the pitch to Lindor. And the slider swung on and missed. Lindor swings over the top. Oh, James Earl Jones? Yeah, he probably would have been a great announcer. His voice is amazing. Same thing with Morgan Freeman, right? Here's the 0-1 to Lindor. And the curveball misses outside, 1-1. And Janice, yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. Yep, I'm down. As of this morning, I weigh 205.4 pounds. My ultimate goal is 170, and I started at 248. I was way too heavy. Here's the 1-1. Curveball swung on and fouled off down the first base line. So I'm down. I could tell you on July 4th, I was 228. I remember weighing myself on July 4th, but I was 240 maybe 2 months before that. But since July 4th, so what, about 6 weeks, I've lost 23 pounds. Here's the 1-2 to Lindor. Fried looks in for the sign. And Lindor will step out. Am I normally on a TV show? No. No, I'm not. Here's the 1-2. Curveball. Lindor grounds it back to the pitcher. He'll flip over to the bag. 2 down. Fried's nifty with that spin move. I'm so tired of the DJ debate, Chris. Hopefully we have something different to talk about. You and me both, Miguel. I'm done with it. It's a put up or shut up year, not just for DJ, but several players on this team. Saquon Barkley, Kenny Golladay, several players on this team. So Blake Martinez, so we'll see. But I want to at least let the season play out a little bit. I want to try to enjoy the season a little bit before we start, going crazy, man. What's going on, Die Hercules? Congrats. I appreciate it. Thank you. Much love. All right, Tracy, thank you so much for popping in. Do you think the Mets will win? Yes. I'm going to say that they do, but it obviously could go either way. It's a tie game in the 6th. Here's the pitch to Alonso, and a fastball swung and fouled off. 0-1. And Janice, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm crazy with my workout routine. I burn 1,500 calories a day just in exercise. I burn 1,000 calories on the treadmill in about 70 minutes. And then I burn 500 calories throughout the day just walking, whether it be walking my dog, walking in the gym. So that's the rapid weight loss. That's how I've been doing it. Here's the 0-1 to Alonso. And the curveball misses inside, 1-1. Pardon the interruption. Look at Jalen Brunson. The meat is, he is due for a homer. He hasn't homered in a while, body knowledge. Good call. He's been hung up on that 29 number for a while. Maybe Fried will hang him something. Here's the 1-1. And a fastball inside. Pete fouls it off the backstop. Yes, Die Hercules. I think that's most people. Their dads usually get them into sports. But yes. Karma's at the game. Well, I appreciate you popping in, man. It'll be a 1-2 to Alonso. Fried looks in for the sign. Here's the pitch. And the fastball misses inside, brushes Pete off the plate, 2-2. And rough on deck for the Mets. 8-4 was his last home run. So that's 2 weeks, right? Or that's a long time for Pete Alonso. Here's the 2-2 to Alonso. And a curveball. He chased it in the dirt. That'll do it. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th, 2-2. This should be deGrom's. I would assume deGrom's last inning. Freed's nickname isn't Freezy Freaky Freezy Freaky Freed, Body Knowledge says. All right. Yeah, I mean, Pete's been hitting really. Pete's become a much better hitter this year. The power hasn't been quite the same, obviously from his rookie year, but he's a better hitter. Yeah, I mean, he kind of gave him a day today, right, with the DH, but yeah, he's maybe give him a day off. This fan base is so divided, it's nuts. I mean, Miguel, at the end of the day, that's New York sports, but especially when you have a team that's just struggling as much as the Giants have in recent years, and it's a fan base that's accustomed to winning, right? Not that I always say, like, the Giants are not like this unbelievable franchise, and at least in the post Super Bowl era, but we obviously had success and we were a pretty consistent good team for about a 15, 20-year period there. So you have a fan base that's accustomed to winning. More than half the fan base are Yankee fans. So Yankee fans, they are. They don't win the World Series every year. They go nuts. So they're demanding. And and the way this team has been over the last 5 or 6 years, you're gonna get a lot of impatient fans, rightfully so. Yep, still the league leader in RBIs with 99. Once number 8 is gone, Jeffrey Abbey going to come back and rub it in our nose. Only the Pats have won more Super Bowls the last 12 years. Well, since I've been alive, I think only the Patriots have more Super Bowls than the Giants do. I was born in 85. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. deGrom from the hill. Here's the pitch. And a slider swung on and fouled off down the first baseline. So the Braves will have 2, 3, 4 coming up. So heart of the order. Swanson, 293, 16 homers, 66 RBIs. Had a double and an RBI double, and he scored a run as well. So he was right in the thick of it. Here's the 0-1. You're right, muted. You can't hear me? 1-1. Slider misses outside. Niners since 85. Here's the 1-1. I don't think so. I don't think the Niners have won 4 since 85. Maybe I'm wrong. Because the Bears won in 85. And the Niners, the only Super Bowl they won since I've been watching is 94. And obviously I know they won a bunch in the 80s. Here's the 2-1 from deGrom. Slider swung on a miss, 2-2. Come on, Jake. Since the 80s, they've won 5 overall. I know that. Here's the 2-2. Fastball, strike 3, looking. He caught Swanson guessing and looking for a slider there. Oh, 85, 89, 90, and 94. Okay, my mistake. Oh, I guess the Bears were they were technically 86. They were called the 85 Bears because it was the 85 regular season. Okay. So the Niners have done it too. Riley will step in for the Braves. 1 out, nobody on. Here's the pitch. And a fastball swung and fouled off. You think Barkley will get another contract? Yes. I don't know how long the contract will be, but if Barkley's really good this year, yes, I think the Giants will extend him in some kind of way. He's got to stay healthy, though. Here's the 0-1. Slider swung on a missed. Riley out in front, 0-2. It'll be an 0-2 from deGrom. Come on, Jake. The windup and the pitch. Fastball, strike 3, looking. Another hitter goes up there, guessing, looking for the slider. Take a seat, Austin Riley. 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th. No, man, that's cool, Miguel, man. I always say the baseball streams are always slow. You want to come in here and talk football, basketball, whatever. Obviously, I'm going to do the play-by-play and mainly talk baseball, but you want to come here and just talk sports, I'm always open to it. Matt Olson coming up for the Braves, 0 for 2, fly out, line out, 248, 25 homers, 79 RBIs. Lindor ties his cleat there at shortstop. He ate deGrom's ramen. Here's the pitch to Olson. And a fastball swung and fouled off. 0-1. This is insane. Since 2014, over Jacob deGrom's career, 49% of his starts, he's given up 1 run or fewer. Here's the 0-1. And there's a slider swung on and fouled off down the first baseline. And I think it said 68% have been 2 runs or fewer. But half of his starts, he's given up 1 run or fewer since he's entered major leagues. That's crazy. Here's the 0-2. And the fastball rides upstairs. Olson lays off 1-2. Come on, Jake. We want another K. Strike out the side, baby. This will be his 76th pitch. Probably the last batter he's going to face if he gets him out. How did Atlanta score? They hit a couple of doubles in like the 3rd. Here's the 1-2. Slider misses outside, 2-2. Jake let up like 2 straight well-hit balls. They were one was a double in the gap. And he got too much plate that inning. He was having trouble locating his pitches. Yeah, I mean, muted growl. He's always loved deGrom, Francesa. Here's the 2-2. And the fastball misses outside, 3-2. I'll give Francesa credit for that. I'm not the biggest Francesa fan. I personally think he's a little, full of himself. But I will give him credit for that. Here's the 3-2. And a slider swung on and popped up. Baty's there, and that'll do it. Mets get out of the bottom of the 6th. I will give credit to Francesa for that, though. He was well ahead of the curve when it came to Jacob deGrom. I remember him saying that he thought he was great like a couple of starts into his major league career. Like when people were doubting whether or not he should stay up with the Mets, like he was completely sold on him. So I'll give him credit for that. We go to the top of the 7th. He's definitely entertaining to listen to. I'm not going to lie about that. And he knows what he's talking about. We go to the top of the 7th. I'll put it this way. I like Francesa a lot more than Carton. I thought Carton was good on the morning show with Boomer, but I don't like him in the midday. Did you like the Better Call Saul finale? Yes. I freaking love Better Call Saul. So, yes. What's going on, Elegant Elliot, man? Thanks so much for being here. Yeah, I love Better Call Saul. But, yeah, I thought the finale was really good. At first, I was a little bit underwhelmed by it, but then when I let it set in, I was like, yeah, it's really good. It didn't have, like, the action of, like, a Breaking Bad would, but it was really good. The way it was filmed, yeah, I loved it. I loved the finale. Oz deGrom gets 1 more inning. We'll see. I mean, I'm going to lean he doesn't, but maybe they do. Maybe they stretch him. Maybe they throw him 90 pitches. We'll see. I'd like to give him another inning. I'd like to start stretching him, but at the same time, I understand them being cautious. I hope the game stays 2-2 till the 9th so Edwin Diaz blows the lead. Tyler Fink. Oh, Tyler Fink. I mean, if he does, he's still the best closer in baseball. So, Evan Roberts is good. Yeah, I actually met Evan Roberts at a Mets game like 2 weeks ago when I went. I think it was against the Braves. And yeah, seemed like a nice guy. Said hello to me. He was with his wife and kid. I like Mike when he did his Eli rant. I'm like, Mike's Eli rant was epic. That is probably my favorite Mike Francesa moment. The Eli rant. I'm assuming you're talking about the rant when they started Geno Smith. That rant was epic. It was like a half hour, but it was awesome. Oh yeah, that's true. Diaz wouldn't blow the lead if it was 2-2. Good point. And the fastball, take it for a strike. No, nobody's better than Edwin Diaz this year. Nobody's better than Edwin Diaz this year. Edwin Diaz strikes out 18 batters per 9. I've never seen anybody be more dominant in a single season. He's the best closer this year. Here's the 0-1. Fastball misses downstairs. 1-1. Braves got Iglesias warming up in the bullpen. So looks like this could be Fried's last inning or potentially may come out at some point in this inning. Here's the 1-1. Curveball misses outside. 2-1. McNeil on deck. Yeah, no, his Eli Manning rant was one of my favorite sports radio moments ever. With the Geno Smith. And there's a fastball hit the other way, fielded cleanly by the second baseman. He'll flip over to first. 1 down. So he makes quick work or rough. It'll bring up McNeil. Yeah, I don't think Diaz will win the Cy Young. I think Alcantara will win the Cy Young. But I definitely think Diaz is going to get Cy Young votes. He's probably in the top 3 or 4 for Cy Young in the National League. He's been that good. Jeff McNeil coming up for the Mets, 1 for 2, single and a run. The guy's got like 100 strikeouts in like 50 innings. It's insane. And like what? Like a 1.3 ERA? Like it's ridiculous. And I think he's given up one. I could be wrong on this. I think he's given up 1 earned run since July 1st. Or maybe it's June 1st. It's something insane. Here's the first pitch to McNeil. And there's a fastball foul down the first baseline. 0-1. Yeah, I can't believe Geno Smith might start this year. I don't know. I haven't kept up with the Seahawks training camp, but. So 1 out, nobody on here in the top of the 7th. DeGrom has the jacket on. He's still in the dugout. I don't know what that means. And they haven't shown the Mets bullpen. Here's the 0-1. McNeil swung in a line drive, but it's right at him. It'll hang up. 2 down. The fact they haven't shown the Mets bullpen leads me to believe DeGrom's staying in for another inning. We'll see. But 2 down here in the top of the 7th. Kana coming up for the Mets. He's responsible for both Met runs. He hit the home run. Tyler Fick, I said he's the best closer this year. This year, he's the best closer. He also was the best closer in baseball in 2018 or whatever, though, if we're being real. The year before the Mets got him, he won the award. So you can make the argument he's the best closer in baseball, but definitely the best closer this year. And he was really good for the Mets 2 years ago. He had an ERA like 1.7. Here's the first pitch to Kana. Fastball, take it for a strike, 0-1. But this year, he's absolutely the best closer. Come on, Kana. Here's the 0-1 from Fried. And a fastball line the other way, 0-2. Jake always waits the half inning to hit the shower. They haven't shown the Mets bullpen. So that doesn't mean that there's not somebody warming up. I can't hear the broadcast. But if nobody's warming up, Jake's coming out. He's going to pitch another inning. They showed the Braves bullpen. Here's the 2-2. And that misses outside. 1-2. I've seen you ask this a couple times. So, Miguel, if you go to my channel, I don't know if you're on a tablet, a phone, or laptop, so it might be different depending on the device that you're on. Just give me a second. Here's the 1-2. And a changeup swung on a missed. But if you go, that'll do it. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. If you go to my main page on my channel, you should see like a join button. And yeah, you just hit the join button, and there's instructions on how to do it. But I appreciate you asking. Let's go to the bottom of the 7th. We're all tied 2 apiece. So we'll see. Maybe somebody could let me know. I'm sure they said it on Twitter if Jake's staying in. But we'll see regardless in about a minute whether or not deGrom's going to pitch the 7th. I think he's got, how many pitches he got? He's got 78. I got to think if they do leave deGrom in, he's not going to exceed 90 pitches, probably. So he may start the inning. He may not finish it. They'll probably get somebody warming up in the bullpen. But we'll see. He's staying in? All right, we'll see. My guess is he stays in for, and I don't know who's coming up. I think, let me take a look at who's coming up for the Braves. You got d'Arnaud leading off, then Rosario, then Grissom. He'll probably throw to the first 3 batters, and then I would guess he probably comes out. So if he doesn't get a 1-2-3 inning, they probably take him out. And is Harris a righty or a lefty? He's a lefty. So yeah, for sure. Harris is up 4th this inning. My guess is they prepare somebody to face the lefty, and he faces the first 3 batters. Hopefully it's a 1-2-3 inning. So they're showing the pitching matchups for the Mets and Phillies. Tomorrow it's Bassett versus Nola. Then you got Peterson versus Wheeler, Trevor Williams versus Folter. Williams has been really good for the Mets out of the bullpen this year. He's getting a spot start, obviously, due to the injuries. And then the Mets have a 2B announced against Kyle Gibson. So not the most favorable pitching matchups, obviously, due to the injuries and the fact that Max and Jake won't be pitching in that Philly series. So this is a big game. And deGrom will start the inning. d'Arnaud will lead off. Here's the first pitch by Jake. And a slider swung on and missed. He threw, I forgot what inning it was, but I think it was the second at bat for d'Arnaud in the game. He threw 5 pitches to him. All of them were sliders. He comes with a slider first pitch here. Here's the 0-1. And that's a fastball taken outside for a ball, 1-1. The Mets did have somebody warming up the bullpen. I was unable to see who it was. But like I said, I don't see him getting more than 3 batters this inning. Here's the 1-1 by deGrom. And a slider misses downstairs. 2-1. No, Mets do not have anybody warming up in the bullpen. Interesting. I guess 5 days rest, they're stretching Jake out of it. Here's the 2-1. And there's a slider swung on and fouled off down the third baseline. 2-2. That'll even up the count. So I think this is Jake's inning, guys. I think they're going to let Jake finish this inning. They asked the fans before the game started, which Mets ace do you prefer watching to pitch most? Max Scherzer or Jacob deGrom? 85% said Jacob deGrom. Here's the 2-2 to Travis d'Arnaud. And Travis will step out. You are the Uno champion? I haven't played Uno in forever. Here's the 2-2. And a slider hit hard on the ground, but Baty fields it over at third. He throws over to the bag. 1 down. Brett Baty flashing the leather. deGrom got away with one there. He kind of hung that slider. It was right down the middle, but luckily it was hit right at Baty. He almost made an error there. He kind of snowed on the ground ball a bit, but he was able to control it as he throws over to Ruff. And Eddie Rosario coming up here for the Braves, 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout, batting 179, 4 homers, 18 RBIs. And the pitch. And that's a slider in the dirt. Good job by Rosario. Well, I'm a Met fan, but Rosario lays off the first pitch. 1-0. What's going on, Anthony, man? Thanks for popping in, man. I don't think they'll go 100. Well, I think he's going to finish the inning at this point. I mean, unless obviously he gets in trouble. So maybe he will throw close to 100. Here's the 1-0. And a slider line down the first baseline, foul. That was ripped, 1-1. Good location, though. That's all Rosario really could do with that pitch. Rosario lined another ball his last time up that was almost fair. I think it would have been a double down the right field line. He's had a couple of good at-bats against Jake, but nothing to show for it. Here's the 1-1. And a fastball he swung through it 100 miles an hour on the gun, 1-2. Come on, deGrom. No, I would be shocked if he pitches in the 8th. This is deGrom's last inning. Here's the 1-2 to Rosario. And that's a fastball. That was down the middle. Luckily, Rosario is not very good as he pops that up to Brendan Nemo, and it was 100 miles an hour. 2 down. Since the start of the 2018 season, they're showing Jake stats. He's got a 1.93 ERA. Opponents are hitting 189 since 2018. Ridiculous. A 34% whiff rate. 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. And here's the first pitch by Jake. And that's a slider taken downstairs for a ball, 1-0. This will be the 89th pitch for deGrom. And it's another slider. Down low for a ball, 2-0. So deGrom about to throw his 90th pitch. And Buck now on the phone. See, if he gets out of the inning, it's not going to matter. I'll talk about it in a second. Here's the 2-0. And there's a slider foul down the third baseline. But knowing that Jake's approaching 90 pitches, knowing that this is more pitches than he's thrown in a while, why is Buck just getting Lugo up and ready? Like, I would have had Lugo warming up during the last at-bat. But it is what it is. If Jake gets out of the inning, it won't matter. Here's the 2-1. Slider swung on and missed. He chased it out of the zone, 2-2. Good late break there by deGrom. Come on, strike him out. Here's the 2-2 to Grissom. Slider, he fouled it off. This will be deGrom's 93rd pitch. Lugo warming up for the Mets. 2 out, nobody on here in the bottom of the 7th. What's whiff rate, Jimmy? It's simply when a batter swings and misses at a pitch. So, 1 second. Here's the pitch by deGrom, 2-2. Fastball fouled off. Grissom having a good at-bat here. That was 100 miles an hour. So, yeah, so 34% of the time since 2018 when a batter swings at a pitch by deGrom, he misses completely. If you foul it off, it's not whiffed. If it's hit and play and you make it out, that's not a whiff. Here's the 2-2. Slider misses outside, 3-2. So 34% of the time the bat is swung. They don't make contact with the ball since 2018 when Jake pitches. So it'll be a payoff pitch here for deGrom. Big pitch here to Grissom. Slider hit on the ground to third. Baty dives, but he's unable to keep it in front of him. And it'll be an infield single. So that's 95 pitches now for deGrom. And Showalter's going to go out there, and it looks like he's going to make the change. And that'll be it. So deGrom, good job tonight. He extends it. You know, he threw 95 pitches now. That's obviously a step in the right direction. But obviously you got to pull him here. You don't want him going 100 pitches. I think the most he's thrown in a game before this was 75-ish. So he threw 20 more pitches tonight than he's thrown in any game since returning from the injury. So good job here by Buck to go to the bullpen, but 2 out, runner on first, and we'll see if Lugo could get out of it. Let's see. Stupid Ray. Oh, I can't stand the corny chop. But yeah, deGrom pitched a great game tonight. Obviously, he had that one hiccup there in the fourth inning or third inning, whatever it was. But outside of that, as dominant as he's been in every other start. So good to see. Good stuff, man. deGrom continues to come back from the injury and looks like his old self. What do you have? 9 Ks tonight? 10 Ks? He had 6 2/3, 9 Ks, 2 earned runs, 5 hits, no walks. So that's a whip of like what, 0.8, 0.85, 2 earned runs, both in that one inning. Yeah, pitched good. Didn't have great command, in a couple innings. Well, it wasn't his A+ stuff, but still was really good. How do you get to Citi Field from JFK? Actually, the closer airport to Citi Field is LaGuardia, which is the other major airport in New York. And LaGuardia is, it's like right there. It's like, I don't know this for a fact, but it's like 2 miles away from Citi. It's like right there. JFK is a bit further. It's probably about 20 minutes, 25 minutes by car. But both of them are very close. I wish they could push back his next start, but no chance they're not going to do that. If your team scores 2 runs when you leave the game to be great, you have to give up less than 2. All right. Pitch very good, Joe. Very good. Very good. And he did a good job keeping him in the game after that bad inning. And here's Lugo. He'll check the runner back to first. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, that makes sense, though. Actually, I did know that. Alien. I didn't know it was named after LaGuardia, but I did know it was because the Jets flew over the stadium. And here's the pitch. And the slider misses downstairs to Harris, 1-0. It's funny, Alien, because Shea Stadium was like, I think it's like, was to the right or the left of Citi Field. But it was in the same area. At Shea Stadium, every time you would go to a baseball game, you would hear the Jets flying overhead. Like, it would be so loud. You don't hear that at Citi Field. Here's the 1-0. Curveball misses downstairs, 2-0. It's just funny because it's basically in the same spot. But yeah, I remember going to Mets games at Shea Stadium for years. Every time you'd go to a game, you'd hear the Jets flying over. It'll be a 2-0 to Harris. Lugo checks the runner back to first. Harris 0 for 2. Dangerous hitter, though. Mets play the infield with a slight shift. Here's the 2-0. Fastball in there for a strike. I'm so used to Jake throwing 100 miles an hour. When I see Lugo throw 93, I'm like, was that a fastball? But a fastball in the outside corner. Here's the 2-1. And a curveball in there for a strike. Lugo's got a good hook. 2-2. That was on the inside corner. I think they built Citi Field to muffle out the airplane. Oh, it makes sense, Allen, because you don't hear it. When you go there, you don't hear it. Here's the 2-2 to Harris. Come on, Lugo. Fastball. Harris was able to check his swing. Oh, thank you so much, Kenneth, man. Kenneth Milstein. Stand up, new member. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, buddy. And Tyler says Mets don't stand a chance against the Dodgers. Oh, stop. Yankee trolls, stop. Worry about your own team. Worry about your own team because you ain't beating the Astros. Trust me. It'll be a payoff pitch here from Lugo. Runner on first, 2 outs. And the runner goes. Curveball swung on and fouled off. We'll do it again. So 2 outs. Runner will be in motion again here with a 3-2 count. Big pitch here by Lugo. Lugo looks in for the sign. Here's the pitch. Fastball hit back up the middle, and that's going to get through. They may send him. They're going to send him. He ignores the sign. Play at the plate. He's safe. The Braves steal a run. Holy crap. That ball's got to get in quicker, man. A seeing eye single, and Grissom scores from first base. Of course, he was in motion, but that ball's got to get in quicker than that. Oh, they're playing a no doubles defense, so Nimmo's playing far back, I guess. But my God, man. There's a curveball in there for a strike, 0-1. They had the no doubles defense on. That's why it took Nimmo so long to get there. Oh, here's the 0-1. Curveball, check swing, taken in the. Did they say went around? No. Yeah, check the swing, 1-1. Curveball in the dirt. Grossman 1 for 2, single and a run. He didn't even hit that ball hard. It was just bad luck. He just hit them where they weren't. Here's the 1-1 from Lugo. Curveball in there for a strike, 1-2. But 3-2 Atlanta here in the bottom of the 7th. Curveball hit hard on the ground, backhanded by Ruffle. Step on the bag, and the Mets get out of it, but they do surrender 1. We go to the top of the 8th, and we'll see if the Mets can get some runs off the bullpen. But that's unfortunate, man, that Jake gets credited with that run. It is what it is. If the Mets could get a couple runs here late in the game. But the Mets trail by 1, 3-2. What's up, Dyer, man? Thanks for popping in, buddy. A Dodgers reporter broke 2 bones in his hand and 6 ribs going down the. That sucks. Who we got coming up? Let me see. We've got Baty, McCann, and Nimmo. So Lindor, Marte, Pete will get another crack at it, whether it be this inning or next. I wonder if they consider pinch hitting for McCann here. The thing is, they got a lefty coming in, though, so they're not gonna. I think it looked like a lefty was coming in for the Braves, and all the Mets pinch hitters are lefties. So McCann will hit. Yeah, McCann's gonna hit. Let's see. Yeah, I'm with you, Jay. It was unfortunate. Maybe they shouldn't have had the no doubles defense on. Yeah, maybe they shouldn't have been playing that far back, knowing that the runner was going to run before the pitch was thrown, because a ball like that could then score a run. Maybe they should have called him in once it was a full count and not played that far back. So it was just bad luck that it was not that hard hit of a ball, and Nimmo was playing so far back. Yeah, I don't think about the Yankees at all until we play them. Then I think about them. We got this, John says. Let's go, man. Baty will lead off the top of the 8th for the Mets. The Mets now trail 3-2. And A.J. Minter coming in. He's been really good for the Braves. 2.4 ERA, the lefty. 48 2/3. He's given up 36 hits, 8 walks, 65 strikeouts. First batter on the year is batting 220, has a 226 on base percentage against him. So this is going to be a really tough matchup for Baty. Lefty, really good lefty reliever. It's a tough matchup. But we'll see what Baty can do. Here's the first pitch from Minter. And a fastball, he swings through it. 96 on the gun. And Jetman, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it, man. Don't worry, Chris. The Mets diehard fans will always believe. Oh, dude. Dude, you got to believe. Tug McGraw. Win, lose, or draw, man. We're still in great shape this year. But yeah, man, you got to believe, man. Here's the 0-1 to Baty. And the slider swung on and missed. Good late break there. Baty chased it out of the zone 0-2. It'll be an 0-2 from Minter. And another slider. Baty chased it. 1 down. That's a tough matchup. I wasn't expecting much there with that lefty-lefty matchup. So 1 down here in the top of the 8th. Showing the replay to the run that scored. McCann will come up here. When we play you guys, I think about. I'm not thinking about the Yankees right now. Here's the first pitch from Minter. Fastball in there for a strike. 0-1. McCann 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. He's batting 173, 2 homers, 13 RBIs. Just hang one pitch, please, Minter. Hang one. Here's the 0-1. And the fastball misses outside, 1-1. Nah, I don't think Baty's getting demoted. Baty's looked good. And not just a home run. He's looked good. I mean, that's a really tough matchup. You're going up against a great lefty reliever. He had a 113 mile per hour ground, line drive yesterday. It was an unfortunate out. Here's the 1-1. He had a really nice hit his first time up today that he smoked. He's looked good. He's looked confident. I mean, it's only been 2 games, but he's looked good. 2-1. Here's the 2-1 to McCann. And a fastball. That's a line drive to center. That's going to get in there. That's going to go all the way to the wall. McCann with a double. What? Okay. Brian McCann with a double. And now if you're Buck, do you consider doing a pinch run here? You could catch Nito. You want to get some speed on the bases. I think you do it, right? I think you got to. But McCann with a big 1-out double. He goes the other way. We'll see if they pinch run for him. And they will. McCann comes out. And Naquin will be the pinch runner for the Mets. So the Mets get a little bit more speed on the base paths. 1 out here in the top of the 8th. We'll see if they get a run. Oh, Nito's in quarantine? Oh, okay. My mistake. Regardless, that's the right decision. Nimmo up now, 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts and a ground out. Again, a tough matchup, lefty-lefty. Here's the first pitch. Fastball, he swung through it, and Nimmo's looked overmatched all day. Strike 1. Iglesias warming up there in the bullpen for the Braves. He will, I would guess, likely come in for Marte. Maybe not if Nimmo gets out, but certainly if Nimmo gets on, he'll probably come in for Marte. Here's the 0-1. Minter checks the runner back to second. Comes to the plate. Fastball on the outside corner, 0-2. All right, Miguel, be good, man. So Nimmo already in a hole here. He's got to find a way to get on base. Get hit by the pitch. Hit a blooper. Do something. Minter from the stretch. Naquin leads from second. One out here in the top of the eighth. And he'll check the runner back to second. What's up, Ryu? Here's the 0-2 to Nimmo. Catcher lines up outside. Minter comes to the plate. And the slider misses outside. 1-2. Nimmo trying to work his way back into the count. Braves play the infield straight up. No shift on. Because, no, the runner's on second. So they can't. Otherwise, you'd steal third. Minter from the stretch. Yeah, they play the Nationals the last series of the year, actually. Here's the one, and he steps off again. Seems like Minter and the catcher are out of sync here. The 1-2 to Nimmo. And a fastball misses upstairs, 2-2. So Nimmo's starting to battle back. This will be the 12th pitch for Minter. As Nimmo evens up the count, Marte on deck, Lindor double deck. Come on, Nimmo. So far, he's throwing 3 four-seamers and a cutter. Here's the 2-2. And good job by Nimmo laying off the cutter off the plate. Full count. Come on, Brandon. It'll be a 3-2 payoff pitch. Minter from the stretch. Looks in for the sign. Here's the 3-2. Fastball, he blew it by him. 2 down. Oh, Nimmo's been overmatched the whole game. Way late on that pitch. And they are going to make the change. So the Braves will go, they're going to take Minter out. They're going to bring in Iglesias here to take on Starling Marte. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Single ties it. So see what happens. We got the right guy up. Marte, one of our better hitters. Need a single. See if he can deliver. Yeah, Nimmo's definitely in a big slump right now. Well, yeah, I figured that was going to be his last batter, Alien, once I saw that Iglesias was warming up because you got a righty on deck. And then you obviously got Lindor, who's also a righty. He's a switch hitter after that. So it only made sense that they were going to bring in Iglesias after that batter. Yeah, Nimmo's been trash, man. Hopefully Marte gets a hit here, man. Chris, I heard Joe Shane is open for business. Hope we get. Yeah, I read that today too. I feel like he's always gonna say he's open for business though. But I'm sure he'd be willing to make a trade if the right trade was there. Need to take Nimmo out of the leadoff spot. Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to it the way he's hitting right now. You could drop him to 9. You get like a double leadoff situation. I could see them doing something like that. Who would you lead off? You don't want to. If you're not leading off Nimmo, you lead off McNeil maybe. You know, Marte, I guess, could lead off. You could lead off Marte. Move McNeil up to the 2 spot. Bat Marte first. You could do that. Marte steps in from the right side. First pitch, slider in there for a strike. 0-1. Iglesias in 46 games has a 3.61 ERA, 17 saves and 21 opportunities. Here's the 0-1 to Marte. Checks the runner back to second. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses inside. 1-1. But I don't think they're going to do that. I think Nimmo's going to stay in the leadoff spot. Diehard Man, thank you so much for the super sticker. I'll see what it is in 1 second. Here's the 1-1 to Starling Marte. And a fastball, broken bat, back up the middle, backhanded, thrown over to first, and the Braves are going to get out of it. Oh, we'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Braves 3, Mets 2. Change that real quick. And what did you give me? What's the super? A little thumbs up. I appreciate that, Dire Giants fan. Thank you very much, man. Thank you for all the support you always show. Nimmo, no stolen bases all year. Yeah, he's not a base stealer. He's not a good base runner in terms of stealing bases. He's good on the bases, but not a good base stealer. No, I do not remember that reliever body knowledge. But we'll see, man. We'll see if we could scrap together a run. It's going to be tough. We do have the right hitters up, though, right? We got 3, 4, 5 in the 9th. First, we got to hold them. I would guess the Braves closer's a righty, right? So I would guess in the 9th, you're going to see Vogelbach pinch hit for Ruff. You'll see Lindor, Pete, and Vogelbach, I would guess. Chris, my Dodgers will be seeing you at New York soon. I'll be pissing my pants if we have to deal with deGrom. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. Yeah, so you'll see Vogelbach in the 9th. The Mets still have a 4-game lead. People going crazy. Calm down. All right, I'm going to calm Mets fans down right now, okay? A 4-game lead, 4 in the loss. I understand we got the Phillies, but no deGrom, and our pitching's banged up. We got the Yankees after that. Then we got the Rockies, and then we got the Dodgers. I'm going to show you our schedule after that. I'm going to calm you guys down real quick. This is the Mets schedule. Okay? Got the Phillies for 4, Yankees for 2, Rockies who suck for 4, and then the Dodgers who are very good, obviously, for 3. After that, Nationals, Pirates, Marlins, Cubs, Pirates for 4, Brewers who are decent, A's who suck, Marlins, Braves for 3, and Nationals for 3. You cannot get an easier last month of the season. Calm down. We're going to be fine. Michael Givens coming in for the Mets. 47 games, 4.05 ERA. Here's the first pitch. Fastball. Check. Swing 1-0. Here's the 1-0 from Givens. And there's a slider swung on and fouled off. 1-1. What's going on, Ms. Rye, man? Good to see you, man. Mets I agree. I think it'll be Mets Dodgers. I agree. Here's the 1-1 from Givens. Fastball never a strike. You got to play the. I agree. Don't get confident, but don't panic. We could beat those teams. It'll be a 1-2. Givens from the stretch. Swung on a miss with the slider. One down here in the bottom of the 8th. Jansen, obviously the closer, warming up for the Braves. It'll be Lindor, Alonso, and I'm assuming Vogelbach. And the slider misses outside 1-0. Swanson 1 for 3 with an RBI, double and a run. Givens, strike right down the middle there, taken for a strike, 1-1. Yeah, I don't buy into that the Mets, because the Mets choked in 2007 and 2008, that carries over to now. I don't buy that at all. It's a completely different team. 1-1, fastball, swung and a miss, 1-2. And a slider swung on and fouled off. We'll do it again. That's what I have right now too, Miz. I have the same 4 teams you have. Yankees and Astros, Mets and Dodgers. But things happen in the playoffs. But if you ask me to predict, that would be my prediction. Here's the 1-2 for Givens. 1 out, nobody on. Swung on and missed. Good pitch there. 2 down here in the bottom of the 8th. We'll see if we can rally in the 9th. First, we got to get one more out against their best hitter, Austin Riley, who signed a massive contract extension about a couple of weeks ago. Here's the pitch from Givens. Fastball. Oh, my God. What a horrible call. We were fortunate at that time. My God, this umpire sucks. That ball was way outside. He calls it a strike. There was a pitch earlier in the game that was probably even worse than that one. He called a strike against the Mets. Here's the 0-1. And there's a fastball swung and fouled off 0-2. As long as we make the playoff, Albert, obviously I want to win the division. I'll roll the dice. Here's the pitch, and we're making the playoffs. Slider fouled off down the third base line. Even if the Braves win the division, we're making the playoffs. Obviously, I want the bye. But with Jake and Max, I'll roll the dice. There's no way we're not making the playoffs. Here's the 0-2 from Givens. Swung on and missed. So the Mets get out of it. We go to the top of the 9th. Braves lead 3-2. Go Phillies. Let's end the drought. We got you guys tomorrow, so we'll see. I think the Phillies got a good chance to beat up on the Mets. We don't have our best pitchers going, so I'm hoping to get a split in that series, if I'm being honest. In Philadelphia, I'm hoping to go 2-2. That's what I'm hoping for. But I don't think the Braves are going to sweep the Astros either, so we'll see. Hopefully the Astros do their job. They're supposed to beat the Braves. Win or lose, I'm here. Let's go Mets. That's right, Adele. New playoff system is crazy. Last season, you had 2 single one-game playoffs in games. This season, you have 4 3-game playoffs. Yeah, it's insane, Joe. Rally caps. Yeah, let's put the rally cap on. There we go. We got the rally cap on. The Mets made a big mistake in not getting someone like Dave Robertson from the Cubs. Stanley, I agree. I wanted a lefty, actually. But, yes, we needed another arm in the bullpen. I agree. I thought we should have added another arm in the bullpen, specifically a lefty. I liked everything else we did at the deadline, but they didn't add the lefty. I mean, you assume the lefty in the playoffs will be Peterson, but Braves will make excuses if they lose to the Astros. I mean, the Astros are just better. I mean, I'm just hoping the Astros take 2. I'm not going to expect a sweep, but I think they could take 2. People crying about Fields' O-line, the same ignorant people that ignored Daniel Jones' O-line the last 3 years. Listen, man, he's in trouble. I feel bad for Justin Fields. They have the worst offensive line in the NFL, and they probably have the worst receiving core in the NFL. Justin Fields in trouble. He's going to struggle this year. A waiver trade? I remember the year we made in 2015, I think we picked up Tyler Clippard in waivers after the trade deadline, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. Maybe there'll be a pitcher we could add. Who knows? Yeah, the backward, we got the rally cap on. But we're going to the top of the ninth, rather. The Mets trail by 1. They got to go up against a really good closer in Kenley Jansen. They will have the big boppers up. You'll have Lindor. You'll have Alonso. His career versus the Mets, in 38 2/3 innings, he's got a .93 ERA. He's 17 for 17 in save opportunities in 38 games. So he has owned the New York Mets. But we'll see if Lindor gets something cooking here. Jansen from the stretch. Here's the first pitch to Lindor. And the fastball just misses downstairs. That was close. 1-0. Lindor today, over 3 groundouts. Obviously has power. Jansen from the stretch. It'll be a 1-0. And I think it was a curveball. Take it for a strike. 1-1. That was on the inside corner. Here's the 1-1 from Jansen. Fastball hit hard on the ground. That's going to get through. The Mets are going to have a leadoff base runner. Lindor with a single. Got a little speed on the bases. All right. Pete coming up as the go-ahead run. Lindor the tying run on first base. Nobody out here in the top of the ninth. So Lindor with a clutch single to lead off the ninth. All right. Come on. Come on. So the Mets got a runner on first. And Pete Alonso stepping up. He's 0 for 3 today with a pop-out, a fly-out, and a strikeout. He's batting .274, 29 homers, 99 RBI. Been trying to get that 100 RBI for a while now. This would be a good time. Jansen from the stretch. And he'll check Lindor back to first. Just flicks it over there, just keeping him honest. Come on, Pete. Get a pitch here, baby. Lindor with a moderate lead off first base. Nothing major there. Jansen comes to the set. And he's going. Fastball, Pete swings at it, and Lindor's got to get back. This is shallow outfield. It drops. And nobody's covering second. Oh, Baby. Oh, no, he was out. Oh, that's just bad luck. Lindor, everybody thought it was going to be caught. Lindor started heading back to first. Oh, that's just bad luck. One out here in the top of the ninth. I wish Pete would have taken that pitch. Lindor had such, and it's whatever. I get it. You're our best hitter. You see a pitch you want to hit, you swing at it. But I wish Pete would have taken that pitch. Lindor had such a good jump, man. He had such a good jump. Just bad luck. Runner on first here, one out here in the top of the ninth. And Vogelbach will come up to pinch hit. Vogelbach batting .237, 15 homers, 46 RBI. Obviously much better against right-handed pitching. And here's the first pitch to Vogelbach, and the slider in their first strike, or curveball, I think it was, in their first strike. 0-1 on the inside corner. D-Nice, I can't see the whole field. I apologize. I'm watching the TV. I don't have the volume on. I love people, man. Here's the 0-1 to Vogelbach. Curveball in the dirt, 1-1. Diaz warming up for the Mets just in case. Here's the 1-1 to Vogelbach. Jansen from the stretch. And the curveball just at the knees for a strike, 1-2. McNeil on deck. Here's the 1-2 to Vogelbach. And the fastball misses outside, 2-2. Jansen looks the runner back to first. Comes to the set. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fastball swung on it, fouled off. Good cut there by Vogelbach. Was able to get a piece of it. Yeah, I agree. They're not going to steal a base. Not with Pete. Lindor, yeah, but not with Pete. But yeah, I agree about Vogelbach. He definitely has at least since he's been a Met, he's had a really good eye at the plate. Here's the 2-2 to Vogie. And he swung through it. That was the cutter by Jansen. 2 down here in the top of the ninth. Mets down to their last out, and it'll be Jeff McNeil. I was actually just about to bring up that they should try to pinch run for Alonso, and that's what the Mets did. And they bring in Marrero so they get a little more speed. Obviously, it's going to hurt you if you tie the game and you go to extra innings, but all that matters right now is tying up this ball game, and having a faster runner out there gives you a better opportunity to do that. McNeil at the plate here, 3-2 Braves, top of the ninth, 2 out. Well, yeah, because I think the reason you do it with 2 outs instead of 1 is you want the possibility of Pete staying in the game. He's your best hitter. With 2 outs, you're running on contact, so you want a guy that could score on a double. Pete wouldn't score on a double. This guy, Marrero will. Here's the first pitch to McNeil. And the cutter on the outside corner, 0-1. McNeil 1 for 3, a single and a run scored. He's going. That misses upstairs. The throw to second. He's safe. So the Mets have a runner on second. So now a single would tie the game. 1-1. A huge stolen base there. So now it's only going to take a single. Would have taken a double from first. The 1-1 to McNeil. And it's a slow roller back to the mound. Jansen's going to field it. It'll flip over to the bag, and the Mets are going to drop it 3-2. Tough loss tonight. Yeah, tough loss tonight. deGrom obviously had that one bad inning, and then Lugo comes in, and we give up a run on a nonsense seeing eye single, and a guy scored from first base because he was in motion. Yeah, tough loss tonight, but still a 4-game lead in terms of the loss. In the loss column, I think we got 42 or 43 games to go. We got the Phillies now for 4, Yankees, Rockies for 4. We'll have to clean up. But yeah, this Phillies series is not going to be easy because we're without all of our pitchers. So I'm hoping for a split there, and hopefully the Astros take care of the Braves and they don't gain any ground on us. We'll see, but tough loss tonight. Braves return the favor. The Mets take 4-5 at home. The Braves take 3-4 in their ballpark. They're a good team. These are two of the best teams in baseball. So, in my opinion, the best division in baseball between the Mets, the Braves, and the Phillies. So, it's not going to be easy. We're going to have to continue to put the pedal to the metal. And congratulations to the Braves fans tonight. Yeah, they're 4 out in the loss, 3.5 games overall. But I still think we'll win the division. As I said, our September schedule is as easy as it comes. But we got to get there first. Great show as always. I love the channel. Let's support the show by giving. I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much, man. Mets still lead the Braves. Aren't winning this division. We'll see. I'm still very confident we're going to win this division, but we got to do it first. Machete, have a good night, man. Yeah, Braves play the Astros. I'll take a quick look at the Braves schedule. I know they play the Astros next, so they should not sweep that series. Let's put it that way. The Braves play the Astros for 3. Then they've got the Pirates. Obviously, that's not a hard series. Then at St. Louis. So, pretty good opponent. Then they got the Rockies, who suck. Then the Marlins. Then the A's. Mariners are good. On the road. At the Giants, they're good. They got the Phillies. They're good. The Nationals at the Phillies for 4. The Nationals, then us. So we just got to take care of business. We got to beat the teams we're supposed to beat. And, yeah. Not crazy that we dropped 3-4 to the Braves. It's in Atlanta, so we just gotta get back on track in the next series. But yeah, bad luck for deGrom tonight for sure. Good night. Go Phillies and Giants. Tough loss, but I'm still feeling well. Our NL East chances. We had too many opportunities tonight. You think about the first and third, nobody out. I think that was in the first or second inning. Maybe it was the second inning. The first and third, nobody out. Didn't cash in there. He struck out the next 2 batters, and then maybe he struck out the next 3. I can't remember. But that was obviously a wasted opportunity for sure. That one stands out. No, I don't think the Mets are panicking. This is like the first series. that the Mets have lost in forever, and people are saying, "Come on!" I mean, you can't win every series. Like there's a good baseball team. They got to respect that. The Braves are a good baseball team. Before this, we swept the Reds. Let's see. We took 2 out of 3 against the Phillies. We swept the Reds. We took 4 to 5 against the Braves. We took 2 out of 3 against the Nationals. We swept the Marlins. We swept the Yankees. So before this series, we had won every series leading up to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 series leading up to 6 series leading up to it. We won every series. You can't win every series. Baseball's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So congratulations, though, Jameson. I know you're a big Braves fan. Braves needed this game because the division would have been closed over. It's a huge win for the Braves. They at least stay in it now. But we got the Phillies. We got to take care of business. But, guys, I am going to close it out. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Thank you guys for all the support that you guys always show on the channel. I probably won't do the Phillies game tomorrow, but I definitely will do. I'm going to try to do 2 Phillies games. So tomorrow, actually, I know I can't do it tomorrow. So Saturday, I'll probably do 1. Maybe I'll only do 1 because Sunday is going to be the Giants preseason game. If it's a day game, let me see. If it's a day game, maybe I will do 2. I don't know for sure, but maybe. The Mets play. Yeah, it is a day game, the last game, 1:35. So maybe I will. I don't know. I'll definitely do one of those Saturday games. I'm not sure which one yet, but I'll definitely do one of them. But, guys, have a good night. Appreciate all the support you guys always show. And let's go, Mets.